going on, YouTube? I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Listen, fellas, you want to get your face wash, your skincare routine intact? I use Tiege Handy. It's a daily face wash with an AM, PM moisturizers with instructions in the box that's very clear on how to get it together. I know this is not something common that us men do, but it's very important that we take care of our skin. On top of that, the ladies love it. Get yourself a box of Tiege Handy. It comes in the mail, ships within a week. If you click the link in my description, you would get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime. On top of that, sign up to the app and you'll get even more deals. Me, I got a special. I got the grooming kit. I was able to get my nail clippers and everything that I needed to get myself together to go outside. Tiege Handy is the way when I tell you the perfect men's skincare routine. Get yourself a box of Tiege Handy. All right. What's going on, YouTube? What is going on?
What up?
So, just want to let my audience know and everybody know that I am in a current situation, somewhat of an emergency.
Right,
so I'm letting the show go on, but I got my panel in the building. We got the panel in the building. We got Kit. Kit is going to be the mentor of the show today. Chill on deck. We got Willie Beeman on deck. We got my guy Trey on deck. We got Quint, and we got Wall Street on deck. So I'm gonna let the show go on. Y'all can have it from here.
All right. I just want to say, hey, shout out to GMT, man. I hope everything goes well. Just check on the family for us, man. All right.
It's up to the family.
Absolutely. So, guys, as you all heard from GMT today, a little emergency, but as the panel, we have his back. I am your host for today, your great moderator, Kit Grimes. I am here with our awesome panel of gentlemen. Happy Father's Day, or as I like to say, happy Day of the Pappy, to all of you nut swinging carriers out there. I hope that, life has been great. And, all your kids that swam and made it, we're here for them today. This is the day for them. So happy day for that. This is also Men's Mental Health Month. So we're going to actually dive into that in a little while. Before we get started, I want to do a quick round robin and just touch on, especially as a Black father, what does that mean, to you all just being a dad, and how has, this Father's Day, affected you? So just starting from the top, Willie B, what are your thoughts, love?
Being a father is my favorite hobby. I mean, it's probably one of the best things that I've ever done and been blessed to do in my life, and I've done a lot. So, the only thing that I get up for prior to, I say that prior to my business interests is just always being a dad. Like, I love spending time with my kids. I love watching my kids grow up and turn into, miniature, more up-to-date versions of me. So, some people may think that's a terrible thing for me to have had, my sons, but at the end of the day, I just love watching and being able to see my kids grow up and, have the advantages that I didn't have. And then I take pride in the fact that I was able to give that to them. Not to say that I missed a lot, but there were things that I wish that my dad were able to give me that I've made sure that I've been able to give my children. So I really take that to be probably one of the biggest blessings I've had in my life.
That's what's up. Link, what about, go ahead. What was you about to say, Joe?
No, my bad. I was just saying, welcome to Professor. Professor's in the building. What it do?
Shout out to the professor.
Professor, you got any chillings running around here somewhere? Is you the pappy?
Probably do.
Known chillings. We got some pappy spread going around.
I don't know. I don't even know if he can hear us yet. But no, we'll keep it going.
Back up with him. Link, how about for you, love?
Father's Day is here, and being a father is a real struggle. Just every day, being a Black man is a real struggle every day, but being a Black father is even a bigger struggle. You got a lot of stereotypes. You got a lot of things you got to deal with trying to protect those kids. And then, like my man Blockchain said that, you know, every single day, just watching your kids grow and trying to give them what you didn't have as a kid, that's something that I take pride in because, like, you know, I think we make more money than we did than our parents did. Like I always made it my business to kind of be like, well, my parents stopped here. This is where I want to go so that I can give what I didn't get as a kid. So that's major for me to just see the difference in the generations.
That's what's up. Well, hopefully, you know, for all Black fathers, that you know we can get y'all can get to a point where it gets, you know, a lot easier, and you know it doesn't have like the stigmas and things that go on just from being, you know, Black people anyway. Wall Street, talk to us. What was good? And don't be crazy, okay? How do you feel about being a Black father, and what does this Father's Day mean to you?
For me personally, fatherhood definitely was one of the major pieces that defined my manhood, defined me as a man, one of the things I'm most proud of. So I think that kind of just sums it all up, you know, and when you get that admiration, that love back from me, I haven't found a better feeling in the world than I've had and I've lost, been rich, been poor, you get what I'm saying? But the love from my kids and the appreciation from my family means the world to me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Especially since you have one of the best daughters in the world because she belongs to me.
Uh,
Anyway,
she's all
no.
right. She's all right.
Before you say that, chill. That's my goddaughter. Mind your business.
I like
Your
the boys
eyes
better.
got real. You got real suspecty. Okay,
What?
no, it's
I wasn't
goddaughter.
gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say
You
nothing.
didn't have to. This did. How about for you, chill? Do you
All
have
right.
all of these?
So you wanted the question was, what does Father's Day mean to me? You know. All right. So for me, I don't celebrate pagan holidays, and you know the term Father's Day for the men out there, for the real fathers out there, every day is Father's Day, because without you, that household is no more. You know what I'm saying? So Father's Day means, you know what I'm saying, the day itself don't mean shit to me, but the act of a father, the act of fatherhood, the act of manhood, that's extremely important because you're needed to make sure that that family, that household, those kids, those sons, those daughters, they need you. They need that strong father figure in them lives so they can visually see what it is and what it means to be a man out here in this world, especially for black individuals, man. It is hard. We got the cards stacked against us, and yet and still we still find a way to make ourselves valuable in this, you know what I'm saying, unforgivable society. And, you know, with that, I say, you know, every day is Father's Day. I don't want black men especially to relegate the importance of fatherhood and manhood to just one simple day. Nah, brother, every day is Father's Day. And that's what it means to me.
That's what's up. Do you
Yeah.
do you feel like the one day kind of puts like some kind of like a energy or negates against all of the other days when you all are, you know, just being
Absolutely. Absolutely. You see it every day. It's the whole, you know, to sit up there and put all the emphasis of what fathers do out here in this world and just try to relegate that to just one simple day. That's, you know what I'm saying, it's almost disrespectful, you know, almost to me, you know, because like I said, man, men are important whether people want to realize it or not. They, especially in your own family dynamic. I know a lot of brothers up here done seen strong-willed men growing up in your family, and they pass down the rules and game to you. Now, I'm not going to say that's the case for everybody, but in some cases, you know, there's been times where the game hasn't been passed to him. And now the young man got to go through this world and figure everything out on his own. You know, that's me. I had to go out here and figure out everything on my own. Now I got the game and I got it down packed. And now I have it to where I can pass it on. Now I got enough knowledge to pass that shit on. That is a part of fatherhood. That is a part of manhood. And as a father, look, I'm gonna tell y'all fellas something, man. Teach your kids how to live well, but also how to die well. All right? That's important. And I land my plane right there, y'all. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna come back to something because you said, and I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna get everybody else's opinion as well. But you definitely said something I want to touch on, and I'm gonna come back to that. But Quint,
Mike, check the
please.
professor.
Oh, and shout out. Can the professor finally hear us?
Mike,
Are you?
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
My God,
Hey,
in
yo,
the
we
building.
here.
He is in the building.
It's the
You a
professor in
happy
the building.
professor?
It's the professor
Yes.
in the building.
Glad to be here.
Happy day of the pappy. I know you got someone somewhere floating.
Yeah, I got about 12 minus 11. It works.
You know what? Quint, please join in. How do you feel about Father's Day? What does it mean to you?
I don't have any children. Mine's still swimming, so
The smartest
Yeah.
man on it.
it's not a prominent day for me.
Mhm.
But whatever day the fathers can get, it's not as big as Mother's Day, quite naturally. But I mean, I don't really celebrate holidays, either. But I mean, each father, every day is a special day for everyone, so it's
And
neither here nor there.
I want to say, yeah, we're bigger than Mother's Day, especially now. Just want to say, I'm just want to say.
I'm just saying we're the reason there is a Mother's Day.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean,
you know what? Ooh.
You got a point. It wouldn't be Mother's Day without fathers.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
And speaking of another Pappy Day Pap, Professor, what does Father's Day mean to you, and how have you stood on business this year? What does it mean for you as a dad?
yeah.
For the fathers, for the stepfathers, for the uncles, for the mentors that step up when the men either are not around, passed away, things of that sort. For me, it signifies a culmination of everything we've done, all the hard work, the sweat, because for us, all we do is get the big piece of chicken. It's we don't really get celebrated as much except this one day a year, but everything we do, we're supposed to do. The lights are supposed to stay on because of us. So for me, it's just another day. It's just another day for me to just enjoy being with my child, with the children that I've helped raise, that are not particularly mine, and to reflect on the men who guided me throughout my adolescence, when my father passed away when I was 11. So it's just a way to reflect on them. Those who are still here, I reach out, and those who are not, I just think about the times we spent together. So that's how I look at it. That's how I reflect on it. It's just a day to just reflect on those guys who were in my life and the kids' lives I'm in, and those mentors and uncles and cousins and fathers that are out there.
Oh, Professor.
Am I frozen?
Oh no, now you're back. Oh, lagging a little bit. Something's happening. It's lagging.
You having my old school problems.
Yeah, I don't have Spectrum over here, man, unfortunately. So I need to make a phone call.
Well, let me ask you all this, because something that I noticed that you all said is like it's not that important as far as the day, and y'all kind of like step up, and it's like I know Willie Beeman said something like Willie Beeman has said it was like his favorite hobby. Do you all feel like it's harder to celebrate Father's Day in the way that it should be celebrated, as far as the same way that when it's Mother's Day, right? It's spas and it's treatments and it's dinners and long lines and reservations and all this other stuff, and it's made to be like this big thing, and it's doted over. Do you all feel like it's harder for you all to celebrate it in that way, even if it's given to you? Because I know sometimes for men it's harder for them to like be able to sit in that level of appreciation and like go through the motions. Like somebody, like they would even, and I'm saying this because it kind of ties in, what's my boy with all the kids, Nick Cannon, right? He had said something about he was doing like a meet and greet for his kids, right? And that he was excited because they're all gonna come and like, be able to talk and give him presents and things like that. And people were really like clowning him, like, get presents and gifts. Like, do you all feel like it's a problem? Or is it harder for you all to do that?
Having a meet and greet for your kids is wild. I just wanted to establish that. Go ahead.
I mean, if you got, you know, a football team of kids,
Right.
like,
So-
how else do they get together unless they meet and greet? Like,
So I want to say this: Nick Cannon is a horrible excuse or a horrible example for us to use for this, because that
I was
motherfucker.
talking about just
Oh.
just that in
Right.
just that part. That's it.
Right.
But why is Nick Cannon a horrible excuse? Is he a bad father?
Nope, I'm not talking about anything dealing with him about his fatherhood and anything like that. I'm not judging that. I'm gonna say he's a horrible excuse because he has to rent out a whole park to do the whole meet and greet. We don't got them many kids on here, man. I don't think anybody on this panel got to rent out a whole park just to do a meet and greet with their kids. Now, what I would say is, here's the thing. It's not so much about, you know what I'm saying, celebrating or whatever. You got to look at, you know, the individuals. See me, I'm a single man. You know, I'm single, so there's not going to be a reason for me to celebrate it. But look at the men who are in, you know what I'm saying, happy relationships where they got the wives that they earn the respect from. They have the kids that adore them, that admire them. That day is going to be celebrated to the fullest with them. That woman is going to go and, you know what I'm saying, do what she need to do to show her appreciation for the easy life that she was able to afford by having that man there. The kids are going to follow suit because they see that the mother respect the, you know what I'm saying, respect the father. So yeah, I see it all the time. A lot of men in my circle, in my group, they have that. They're married, they got their kids, they're being celebrated to the fullest right now. You know, they getting the spa treatment, the dinners, the pampering, all of they definitely get that. But they get that because, you know, you see that with couples a lot. You see that day being celebrated when, you know, that man is married to somebody and he actually earned that, you know. But
So
that's what I wanted to say to that.
it's funny that you said that because I am married, and yeah, you know, my celebration was, you know, a little bit of breakfast in bed and champagne, and we're supposed to go hang out later, do whatever, right? But I've always told my family, the best gift you can give me is leaving me alone on Father's Day. Right? Like I don't know what anybody else is going through, but every day ain't a celebration. When you're picking up this little one from team curry practice, when you're running over here to go get her from ballet, and the last thing the day by day seems like is a celebration. So for me to have that one day, even just getting all the Facebook notifications, the text, happy Father's Day, happy Father's Day. I guess for me personally, when you validate yourself by the type of father you are, when you see all these people recognize you for that, heck yeah, it feels good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I personally, you know, do appreciate the holiday, but I'm also honest about certain things. Like I feel right for my brothers who might not necessarily be with the kid's mom. I've been through that situation. My first son I'm sorry, my first son and his mom, we didn't stay together, right? But the kids aren't even in school now, right? So if no one else does anything else, right, you're not even going to get the construction paper card that mom will get because Mother's Day falls on a school day. So everyone grab your pencils and get your crayons. We're making cards for mommy, right? So I can understand how guys can feel dejected if they aren't celebrated. So that's why I would say, you know, to a guy who you know is really out there working hard as a dad that might not be celebrated, that happy Father's Day text, that happy Father's Day Facebook post, you know, it can go a long way with some guys.
Ask yourself, when was the last time you saw a Father's Day commercial, or a commercial that's where these marketers are geared towards men? And then when you think about it, ask us, when you think of the one you saw from Sears when they're trying to sell those over the excess of
Buy
grills.
something so you could fix the house.
Now, ask yourself, when was the last time you saw a Father's Day commercial with a black father in it?
Yeah.
Like the
Got a
fact that
point.
it's a father, nothing is marketed towards it because we're not spending money on ourselves. And unfortunately, women tend not to want to spend money on their men either. So they don't market towards us. So on Mother's Day, Mother's Day is a multi-billion-dollar holiday for
Right.
every business out there. So that's why these things happen. Spas start running specials on Mother's Day. Restaurants, you know, buy one get one free. Moms eat free. They cater these things towards women and their holidays because women spend the majority of the money. If they came,
Men,
you know, you'd have to run a special to get a father's, like to make money on Father's Day. Like for real, it's Home Depot, maybe Foot Locker, what's that other Lowe's or any of those other stores because
But it sounds like marriage to me.
I mean that's typically what it is. That's exactly what it is.
A man gives a woman a ring. Like when you talk about men being providers, we take things over there. It's not about people necessarily bringing us things. So it just makes sense.
But I will say this though, when it comes to, oh, I'm getting my man or man getting a spa package or a man getting a pedicure or a manicure, men have a tendency to, oh, that's girly or that's gay or or that's that whatever their words that they want to use.
Don't do something gay.
It becomes negative. So a lot of the times, women go towards what I mean. Not saying that we won't buy spa packages and things like that, but when you think about things, in that way, it really has it always has this negative brush over it, and not because we think it's a negative thing. Y'all even say we condone behaviors, and because we condone certain things that it's our fault that certain people act in certain ways. I'll say it like that. We don't necessarily have a issue like, let's go get a pedicure. Y'all be like, oh no, girls don't get, women only get pedicures, men don't get pedicures. I'm not saying you all on this panel. I'm just saying there are a lot of men who feel and act like that. Like,
so
okay,
what you're saying is it's a lot of women that want to get their men to do things that they know and that they also know that a lot of men tend to not want to do.
Right.
So to even bring that up in this form is almost disingenuous as the women who do it and say, well, I would like to get my man a pedicure, but he doesn't want me to. Because that's not what he likes. We do things that women like for Mother's Day. Do things your man likes for Father's Day, and he'll accept it. We don't want pedicures.
If he's a gamer,
all that type of stuff.
If he's a gamer, go get him Call of Duty.
Oh my God.
You know your man isn't the type to put the French tip on the bottom of his toe. So
no, not French tip, bro. That's weird. That's super weird.
Okay,
so
I have it because clearly I was misunderstood, and this is Father's Day, so I'm gonna let all the fathers have it.
Oh yeah, we
right.
gonna get you. It's our day. It's our one day a year. Oh yes, Miss Kid Grimes, we gonna get you.
All right. So what I was gonna say is, and Kit, to touch on what you were saying, it's a reason why those type of things tend to happen. You might have a woman to, she's with somebody, but she don't respect them. And that's why they tend to go and get things like manicures and stuff like that. It's coming from her thoughts, something that she might like. Now, a woman that respects her man, a woman that, he done earned that respect, oh, she gonna do what he want. She gonna go and buy what he want. Hey, hold on. She gonna do the things that man wants. She's gonna gravitate to whatever he's into, whether it's his hobbies, whether electronics, power tools, vehicles, stuff like that. That's how it goes. I've seen it. Hell, I've been in that situation. I've been giving gifts that I'm like, I don't want this. I'm a big electronics guy. I like gadgets and stuff. But I'm gonna be honest, if you did not earn the respect from that woman that you're with, you're not gonna get what you want. That's gonna, what I'm saying, is gonna show that she really respects you. See, a lot of dudes don't know that. They be like, damn, a spine treatment, damn, baby, I don't want that mess. That's her telling you, like, you getting this because I don't respect you. Your report card comes back with an F.
Well,
I enjoy spa treatments though.
That's a good one, Professor, because I did want to add that.
Everybody can't talk at the same time.
Sometimes when you go with your woman, she has an idea for you and you go with it.
Damn.
Going to
one mic.
Okay, one mic. We're gonna be respectful. We're gonna and since it was addressed, I'm going to clear it up because I thought me just kind of saying never mind that we would just move on. But of course, this is this panel, and we don't do that on this panel. So I'm going to clear it up for everybody. Okay. So what I said was, not y'all were talking about, who wants power tools or who wants this just for Father's Day, and I said what I was saying is, see, but that would be something that would be communicated. I never said that a woman would just go and get a spa treatment just because they just want to give that to their man. What I was saying is a lot of the times you'll get things that a woman would think that you would want. Power tools, shaving kit or whatever, and y'all will say, "Oh, that's just basic." Like, what? Again, it feels like that part isn't being communicated or there's no understanding. But I never said that a woman would just go and get a pedicure and a
We
manicure
understand
for
you.
no
We
reason.
with you. We get it. What I will say is this though.
What's up, man?
Sometimes if
Yo,
you
Kenny, you
go
gonna
with,
come on the mic? You gonna come on? Come on, be on
Put
the
your camera
panel.
on, like I sent
Yeah,
you
the
a
camera
message
on.
forever ago.
I was gonna be at the pool, but it's like way too much going over there, so I was in the car. But like I was saying, sometimes when you kind of let your woman push you into something that you might not necessarily want to do, it kind of works out. Like Professor said, you come out like it's exfoliating, kind of is exfoliating. It feels good. Like sometimes, it doesn't necessarily mean she thinks you're weak or is disrespecting you. If your woman knows you, she knows how you define yourself. So, sometimes you gotta just go with it. It might surprise you if you got a good woman.
The fact that a pedicure, the reason why he responded to a pedicure is because of what she led with. She didn't lead with tools or anything else that men actually like.
Mhm.
She led with something that men have made it a point to say, hey, no, that's weird. Like it's something that a lot of guys aren't comfortable doing. So that's why he responded that way.
Yeah.
Like to your point, if your woman knows you, she's going to get you what she wants. But then at the same time, a lot of women are just selfish. They're going to they're going to buy the man gifts that make their lives easier. If she wants to get some stairs fixed, she gets him saying tools. If she needs to get her nails and hair done, or nails and feet done, it's kind of cool that now they'll get to go do it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oftentimes, there's an ulterior motive in gift giving. You know what I'm saying? It seems to come from women. So I understand where the fellas are coming from, where they say, like, women give us gifts that we don't care for. But then when it's our turn, we got to get them gifts that they'll love, or we get judged because we didn't try enough or because we didn't pay attention.
Diamonds. Get it. And then we get
And I say in my personal life, I mean, I get massages and manicures and pedicures on a consistent
Right.
basis. So not having to pay for it is great for me. I'm handy, but I'll pay someone to come fix whatever needs to be fixed that's outside of my purview. So being able to relax, and even if it's hanging out with my girl, I enjoy the relaxation and the pampering, because we don't get that. And we do need that. We should enjoy that. And there's no woman out there that likes a man rubbing on them with jagged hands. They may like you listening to Jagged Edge, but not jagged hands. So I enjoy it. I do it once or twice a month.
Right. So, Professor, you do it for yourself though. Like me, I pamper myself, man. I exfoliate my skin. I got the little brush that be brushing. Yeah, I take care of my skin. I take care of myself. I do that. Now, see, men do that on their own, but we ain't looking for our women to give that to us as a sign of, what I'm saying, of her looking at our report card and be like, this is what you deserve from me. This is how I show that I respect you. I don't take that. I don't let women, and I'm not saying that against any of the fellas on here. I'm just telling you what I do. When a woman shows when she's grading my report card for how I was, how I changed her life or whatever, a pedicure, or go and get my face scrub. Oh, that's telling me I got an F. Straight up. That is telling me I got an F.
I mean,
What would you like her to buy you then?
Huh? So now,
for a guy like me, right? I don't do any of that stuff. So when a woman offers it to me, it's something new, and I did kind of like it. Like I'm not the super take care of my skin dude. I don't even put on lotion every day. I'm just like that kind of guy. So
all right. So and look, I don't want this to go into a different way, but fellas, I want y'all to pay attention to that. When sometimes, and I'm not saying that's you, Kenny, but sometimes when a woman is trying to change how you take care of yourself, that's her trying to be like, all right, I got me a build-a-boo. I'm gonna build him into the man that I want him to be. All right.
Chill. What would your respectful woman buy you?
My respectful woman will buy me all of my stuff. Will buy me firearms, tools, because those are my hobbies. Those are the things that I'm into. I'm a gun nut. I got a lot of firearms.
So would you trust her to pick you out a proper firearm, not knowing much about it herself, or would you have her train on them as well?
If she
Yeah, the women that I entertain or that I'm with, especially like my ex-wife, yeah, dig into that. Go shooting together.
Okay.
Because when a woman respects you, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna pick up on the things that you like. Just by definition, she will. Every woman that I've been with just all of a sudden turned into a gun nut. Then that's why I had to break up with him. I wasn't going to get shot. So, but yeah,
You made him and left him. Huh?
so that's what it is, man. That's how you know, that's how you're doing what you're supposed to do when a woman feels comfortable picking up those traits from you, and then she starts, I guess, responding by doing things that's geared to those traits. If a woman comes to me and say, "Hey, I want to do this for you," and it's about a spa day, when I ain't never said a damn thing about a spa, that I love them, that I like it, that I like to be pampered, I've never said that throughout our time together, but that's what you want to do. That's telling me something. And I pay attention to those things. Now, on the flip side, if I'm with a woman, I'm spending all this time with her, but now the things that she wants to do to me to show her appreciation, she wants to get me the things that I like: firearms, things for the vehicles, power tools. I love fucking tools. I love collecting my tools, man. The man got to have his tools. And these are the things that I like. That's going to let me know that, yeah, baby, she digging me. She gave me on that report card. She gave me the things that I like. She gave me the things that I want. She gave me the things that define me as a man. Yeah.
I don't think. I think it's more so of a level of interest. A woman takes the time to get to know a man that she's really interested in. The respect would be more about how she treats you, as far as how she communicates to me. No, obviously, how she treats you and saying how she approaches you and how she conducts herself with you. I think that would be more along the lines of respect, because a woman can respect you and still not be interested in you, and still also at the same time being in a relationship. But a woman who's interested in you and you him to her, that's when she cares, like, okay, you want to go get these, you know what I'm saying, 145 grain ACP rounds that are on sale, you know what I'm saying, for 1,000 rounds for $600. That's when she starts signing up for, ammo or gun show, or like Texas Gun Experience. She starts signing up for those sales because she knows those are things you care about. Or she starts finding, gun trainings for you to go to, or holsters or backpacks, because she's interested enough in you to make it profitable to her romantically to invest that type of time in you. So that's the only area where I think I disagree with your opinion, because
I have to ask. When I'm sorry,
women will respect the man, but she won't and not be interested in him. But if she's not interested in you, then she's gonna half-ass you anyway.
I have a quick question though. So a woman who's trying to introduce you into something else.
What's up, Eric?
Not saying that they're not paying attention to what you like, or not saying that they aren't, or they're giving you a bad report card, right? But it might be like, you know what? I noticed that he doesn't do these things, and these are good things for him. How about I introduce him to those things? And that's also showing a level of care and concern, because it's like, you know what, babe, you don't really take care of your skin and stuff like that. I like you. I want to make sure that you look good. Here is this. So introducing you into something else is disrespectful or not paying attention, or is it saying
do that on a regular Tuesday? Do that on a Thursday. Don't do that on Father's Day or our birthdays. Do that on a random Wednesday. Would you want your man to introduce you to some new restaurant when you want to go to your favorite spot for your birthday? So your favorite spot's Italian, and he knows there's a difference.
Did I communicate that? Communication is a very important thing. Did I communicate that I wanted to go to my Italian restaurant and then he took me someplace else? That's different.
That's not the point.
But that's not what you said though, kid.
Introducing you to something new.
Yeah, kid.
Like nobody wants to be introduced to something new on their birthday or Father's Day. Do that on like a regular Thursday. Do that on President's Day.
That's not
true.
I think it very much depends on the man, because like me
personally, because that's not true.
Me personally, when I'm dealing with a woman, I want her to compensate or fill certain gaps that just aren't me. For instance, I'm not the research guy. I'm not going to find out all the best schools in the county. She handles that. You get what I'm saying? So if you're looking for someone that you can have the confidence to introduce new things to you, you shouldn't look at it as a fail if she introduces you to something that you're not necessarily think you're totally on board with. Because if she cares about you, you might find out after you try it, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and you're right though. But my thing is, I would hate for my woman to buy me a Dak Prescott jersey and try to introduce me to the Cowboys Nation.
All right,
And then she knows I can't stand
now
the
you're
Cowboys.
talking blasphemy.
That's cool because
Now
all
you're
the black
talking
hashtag
blasphemy.
jerseys that, you know what I'm saying, are probably, listen,
But
if
that's-
we
that's
can
a
make
smart
this a Father's Day Cowboys thing too, but at the same time, to her point, it's the time and place for everything. It's not the time nor place to try to introduce a man to something on a day you're supposed to be celebrating him. We don't want to be taught on those days. We want to be celebrated. So you think that you're going to introduce me to a skincare routine on Father's Day as my gift? That's trifling. That's like me introducing you to a new vacuum on your birthday on Mother's Day. Like it's the same thing, but the only thing difference is
Right.
it affects them and it doesn't affect us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already don't speak to you on regular terms, so I'm not even gonna argue. Okay.
Oh wow.
Now, thinking about just going into this, because you know what, I just thought about this and I was like, this just made my mental health go down. So I know, being Black fathers, your mental health has got to be, somewhat everywhere. What do you all do to kind of, take care of yourselves mentally, being Black fathers, especially dealing with, society today and how, Black fathers are viewed?
Therapy.
I'm gonna start with Link, because God forbid.
Hey, let me tell you, there isn't a lot of things that we think about. Only thing we think about is the normal things, which is bring home the bacon, protection, all that other stuff. But what does help with my mental health, especially when my kids were younger, was actually going all out with them and playing till my heart just busts wide open. That used to actually work for me, like, challenging them in certain games, just play video games with them, basketball, frisbee, like introducing them to every single sport and trying to see where they were. That was it for me. Other than that, I don't know what else. Everything else will bring my mental health down. So.
What about you, Professor?
No.
You skipping with Quinn.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's just therapy. Like if my mental health is key, and make sure you're doing the work. So for me, if I'm having issues, for me it's therapy. And sometimes it's seeing a professional, and sometimes like Link was saying, it's just being out there with your kids and having those times, because sometimes we fail to realize 18 years goes by very quickly. And when they're 16, 17, 18, don't want to hang out with you anymore, you're going to miss the times you had to play with them. So sometimes just going out there and just disconnecting from the world and just playing with those kids and forgetting everything that's going on, and then reconnecting later on. But either therapy, whether with the counselor or hanging out with your children, and like Link was saying, playing with them.
What about you, Cho?
So what do I do for my mental health? I'll be honest. What I do for my mental
Get
health?
on my nerves, please explain.
All right. So what I do for my mental health, what keeps my mental health up and performing at the levels where it need to be, I rely on my circle of men, because these are the guys that I can come and talk to. I'm gonna be honest. I've done the whole therapy thing. Now I don't think therapy works for us as Black men. And to be honest, I only go to therapy now just to see if I could woo the therapist. That's just what I do. And so far I'm batting 3 for 2. I mean, what is it? 3 for 4? All right. It's
3 for 2.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I'll be honest, it just
Right.
it doesn't work. So you have to have a strong circle of real men. You know what I'm saying? Real men who are gonna mold you, who is going to mentor you. You have to have that. If you don't have a strong camp of men that you can come to and have conversations that you normally wouldn't have with other people, because let's just be honest, men need to know how to protect their mental. They have to find safe spaces to where they can share certain things that in other spaces will turn as a weapon that somebody can form against you. You know how people are with your personal information. That's why I say it is best for men to have men that they could talk to. Not saying you can't talk to your lady, but fellas, you already know when you talk to your lady and shit goes south, she gonna throw that shit right back in your face. You know what I'm saying?
No, we're not supposed to talk to our ladies. Our ladies are built for us to talk to them like that.
So it is very important. Very, very, very important. You
I'll tell you that
strong
women have no business in spaces where men are being vulnerable about their feelings unless they're romantically involved with them. And even then, I would say it's a 1 in 100 case that man should be comfortable talking to a woman about his feelings.
Exactly. I agree with that.
But it's even hard to do that even with a circle of men that you trust sometimes
Right.
because somebody will get in their feelings and
Yep.
pop off on you.
They
No.
turn right into a woman.
Yeah,
Oh,
turn right in.
understand.
Thank you. Exactly.
See, that's the thing. See, all right, now that's where the responsibility falls on the men. You have to have, you know what I'm saying? You have to have real men in your circle, not just every dusty ass dude that you know or that you've been around. You got to physically confirm that this man is that dude. You know what I'm saying?
And you always think they are from the beginning.
Yeah, and you got to find them like a relationship. That's like a relationship too. You got to actually find these, and they're very small. They're very far and few.
I definitely agree
very
with
small.
that.
They're all over the place. You guys you'll brush into them at the bar. You'll brush into them at a car show. You'll brush into them at where you work. They're out there. It's just real men only talk to real men. I'm gonna be honest. And
But here's the thing.
Goddamn.
Here's the thing. Like, you know, we know what it's like being a black man. So we aren't even totally comfortable in just greeting each other in the street more often than not. So
You're
I
right.
get what you're saying. You know, in the perfect world, we should be able to go up to the guy at the gas station and say, "Hey, brother, how's everything going? How's your mental health?" But that's not our reality. We know this. Like even with you and Quest the other week, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You broke a serious guy code. That was a guy code, a real dude code violation.
No, well,
Like you never try to shame another black man that's just trying to be on the upward. Because at that point, you had broken him down from a man that I respect to a dude saying, "Yo, watch your mouth, watch." Like he was back on the train on Fordham Road, and he might cut you, right?
Yo, why
Like,
you gotta get for them? Y'all gotta stop playing with the Bronx. We're not gonna do that today.
Yeah,
he's not on the panel, man.
It's a reality that we aren't the most inviting to each other. And to what Trey, right? To what Trey said earlier, you know, these pools of men who are upward mobile and you know, have a positive mindset that I think we on this panel right now kind of share, it's far and few in between. You're not just finding them everywhere. Sometimes this is why brothers join things like the Masons. This is why people join things like Jack and Jill to find these circles of like-minded dudes. But for me, and I know this is probably the worst thing to tell a lot of guys, but because I have so much confidence in myself and my manhood, what I do for my mental health is isolate. And Kid hates me for that. If she knows something's up, she's calling me 50 times. I'm just not answering right now, sis. I'll get back to you.
But I know how to get to this. I ain't worried about it.
And I think the word and I think the word Chill was saying, like, you know, you can go places, but some people in industries where people are in competition with you every single day. Like I can say for the three things that I do, you know, which is, you know, being a realtor and owning my own company, you're trying to go out here and meet people, but somebody always wants something from you. So they may come at you a certain way, but then after that, it's like, you're focused on building, now you're trying to step out. You may be overwhelmed, you know, you don't work a normal job, so you don't really get sleep. So when you're sometimes you don't even have time to go out to bump into these people. The real thing is, the only reason why I met y'all is because, you know, we had like-minded things and we ended up on here. But other than that, I wouldn't have met nobody to talk to. I ran into Mingo from my cousin. I didn't even work there because, once again, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so I'm doing multiple things. So I may just bump into you by accident, but it may be years before that next person, or years before I build that next circle. Or you may move from city to city and never build those relationships because, you know, your job may take you somewhere else. Now you got to build this whole new foundation of people that you can actually physically and tangibly touch. So it's not the same for everybody. And not saying that should be an excuse, but, you know, it's more difficult for some than others.
I agree.
I will say shout out to, you know, GMT for having a space for grown men to come and have these conversations and talk, and, you know, again, to engage in a way that opens up these kinds of conversations for you all, because you know, as Black men, like you all are saying, how often are you all able to not only do it, but do it in a way that it's super candid and super, at the base of it and not just at the surface. So, shout out to GMT for that. What were you
Definitely.
gonna say?
I was gonna say though. So at one point in time, I would say yes. It was definitely hard to meet guys that was gonna, open up doors for me, dudes who was gonna, give me mentorship and stuff like that. Because let's just be honest, I just wasn't that dude that, I was overly childish, definitely emotional. I didn't have the traits that other men would see and be like, I could work with that. So, and here I am today. You know what I'm saying? 2024. I'm 43, overly confident. I ain't gonna lie. I'm so goddamn confident. And what I tell people, it is easy for you to meet these guys who can open up these doors, and how you meet them is you lead with your confidence, man. I speak to every black man I see. I don't care where I'm at, where I'm going, if I'm walking, if I'm driving. I speak to every black person I see, and even other folks. But I always make it a point to speak, shake hands, fist bump, whatever, when I see a black man out there on the streets, man. And you can automatically tell if he's somebody that you could talk to versus somebody that you can't. Because you know what I'm saying? If you see a dude, he got his damn pants sagging below his butt cheeks and he, looking all, come on, man. Ain't nobody.
So you're speaking to him too?
You said, what's up?
You're speaking to him too?
I speak to everybody. Yeah.
I
speak to everybody.
Here's the thing, it might not necessarily be that that's a person that can elevate him versus he be able to elevate
exactly.
Him. I also feel like, each one teach one. Like if you can reach down to another young man, even if you don't reach that one, your efforts were put in a place where it was in the right, space and mindset. So, definitely shout out, for that. Like you definitely, and I know it's harder, in 2024. Like these kids are different. I'll say that. So, trying to talk to them and trying to separate them, even from fights and arguments. Like I know y'all have seen like even just the different teacher videos where teachers is getting knocked and lumped, trying to separate and make sure that kids can actually see something else. It's elementary kids bringing guns and stuff into school. So, even on those levels, it's getting harder and harder to reach them. But if you can, one can make the difference, even if it's just that small circle. You never know how that, reverberates throughout, a person's life. So,
and let me finish up. So what I was saying is like, basically, yeah, I speak to everybody. Now their response should be something that you pay attention to. You got a person who's just, he ain't gonna say nothing to you, then you ain't gonna work with that dude or mold him or mentorship him. You just let him go about his way. But based on your conversation with individuals, that's how you got to pay attention to who you're talking to. You got to know how to read, nonverbal cues. It's just like you picking a mate to date, to sleep with. It's the same. It's almost the same goddamn thing. Take out the whole looks and shit. You ain't looking at no nigga for no looks or nothing. But you paying attention to who's gonna open up doors for you. People who can present options. Just like your male friends, life is transactional. Ain't nobody supposed to be next to you if they ain't bringing nothing to the table. God damn it, that goes for men and women. Dusty niggas ain't supposed to be in your circle at all.
You can tell. You can kind of tell who you can, relate to or what have you from simple conversations, because a lot of people approach me at the gym when I go to the gym and talking to people. It's like when you're talking about topics about politics or just regular everyday life, or if they hang their hat on religion and so on and so forth, and it's certain people that that you can have those conversations with and you can talk with, and some that you just can't. Mm-hmm. And with me, it's a lot of young guys go to my gym that on the basketball court or what have you, and they're in their early 20s, but they're okay with doing the fast food restaurant jobs and whatever the case, and there's nothing wrong with that, but to let them know that college is not always the answer. They don't have to feel as if they have to go to college to be successful, and tell them to start thinking about trades, start thinking about Get you a job at UPS, where you're working in the warehouse, and then you get the opportunity to get on the truck, and then you can make up to $140,000, $130,000, something like that. You don't necessarily have to do these jobs that everybody is so fascinated in. And those are some of the things I like doing to the younger kids. So the younger kids, they are approachable. They have that hard persona,
Yeah.
because that's what their friends show them. That's what their friends do. But in all actuality, they'll listen. Some of them listen or
But
what have you.
and that's why we have as men have to do better, and making sure that we stay with the women we get pregnant, because a
Okay.
lot of this stems from no father being at home. So we have to stop getting these young ladies pregnant. And so that's accountability we have to have. And if we're getting them pregnant, we need to own up to the responsibility and teach those kids what needs to happen. Like I talked to a guy the other day whose priorities were totally out of whack. He has a kid, girlfriend wants to go to Jamaica. He's like, I don't know if I need to go to Jamaica or pay these lights. Like, bro, what are you talking about? That shouldn't even be an issue. Like, you should understand that your household should be taken care of first before you're taking any of these trips. But again, a lot of that comes from us not being there, us men not being there, whether it's an uncle or a father not being there and leaving these kids not only to their own devices, but to women who are not, and don't take this the wrong way, not fit to raise and lead young men.
I absolutely agree. Because that's another thing we want to talk growing up is blended families are very tough. There's no manual on that. And there's so much back and forth that'll happen. Now, I even said that to myself, if I could go back in time and have all my kids with just one person, like stuff would have been so much easier, because I didn't grow up in a blended family. So there was no rule book. I had to kind of fly by the seat of my pants to try to, make things work. So yeah, what you're saying is truly, yeah, that trying, not saying, almost like Chill was saying, you have to kind of vet them before you get in bed with them and actually pull the trigger on having a kid. You might have to kind of hold up for a second, before you let that gun blow. So yeah,
Exactly.
And I would also say though that can definitely help you acquire that circle of positive, like-minded men. Like, where I definitely don't talk to every Negroes that I see in the street. Like I definitely don't talk to everyone. But I'm very intent and deliberate on the people that I do communicate with. They're people that I want to build with, whether I want to build with them, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, or business wise. So one of the places where I link up with good black men all the time are at my kids' games, are at my daughter's ballet rehearsals, and we're sitting in the parking lot together, and just some small comment will turn into a conversation. We exchange numbers. 6 months later, I've been hanging out with this dude for the last 3 months, and we went out on the water on Lake Norman on the boat, and so to your point about that, we should focus more on having that marriage to offer our boys the type of leadership and system and support that they need. It will also benefit us as well, because it will be a dynamic that you can kind of evaluate a guy and say, you know what, that guy's like me. The things he's trying to do, I'm trying to do as well. We can work together, and that's something you can build on. So I definitely agree with that.
Let me ask Kenny, how do
Yes,
you
sir.
evaluate the people in your circle, man? How do you evaluate the guys if you know that they're going to be beneficial or add value to you whatsoever? How do you go out here and evaluate?
I just have to find value in them in terms of what I'm trying to build.
What
So
that look
I
like?
may find value in the way they raise their children, right? This guy may work at a warehouse, right? But he's very stern on his kids. He raises his kids well. And you know what? If I show up late to practice, I'm comfortable with my son getting in that guy's car. He has a certain level of value for me. Certain guys over here may have gotten to a place in the industry. He's got his MBA, he's got his CFP, and he's doing these things. He may have value to me long term in my career, or just getting referrals, or whatever the case may be. It's all about if I can see some value in you in terms of what I'm trying to build, then we can build together.
I have a question for the professor. You said that men need to try to stay with the women they get pregnant. Wouldn't that be determined based on, the benefit that the children have when men do that, or
Well,
how they better benefit each household? Because if the data is true, which I believe it to be, men do better. I mean, children do better in households that just have a father as compared to a mother. And when you compare households that have two parents, the difference is negligible to when it's just a father. So wouldn't that put the onus on women to stay with the men they get pregnant by?
so yes and no. So this is where so I'm gonna be hypocritical because I have a daughter outside of wedlock. Love my daughter, but if I could do it over, I would do things differently, right? So what I'm saying is that
My first son as well. This is a safe space, Professor. This is a safe
no. So
space.
and I remember saying on a podcast before that I would have stayed if me and her, like, her mom went back to where the state she was from, and I said that I would have married her mom for the sake that, for my child, because when you have a kid, it's not about you anymore; it's about your child. So that's where I would have been. So what I'm getting at, we need to get back to marrying before we carry. So we should. I'm not saying don't have sex.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I'm just saying don't be shooting up the club. Don't be spreading your seed everywhere. Just wear a condom. Make sure I don't trust any woman on birth control. Wear a condom. I don't care if it's uncomfortable or whatever excuse you have. Pull out method doesn't work. I know it full-handedly because it sometimes just be too good, right? So
speak for yourself.
Calculating that next to the last pump is hard.
I'm trying to tell you. So I
Speak
think
for
as
yourself.
men, we need to we need to as men not get these women pregnant in general. So our vetting process for us men needs to get better, but we shouldn't be getting women pregnant that we don't see long-term relationships with. And when I mean long-term relationships, I mean marriage. So that's the first piece of that. And then the second half of that, if you do get her pregnant and she does go her separate way, that doesn't mean you need to leave the kid by themselves or leave that mom to her own devices. You need to make sure you stay in that child's life, no matter how difficult that woman is or how much you don't like that woman. Because I've been in that situation. I had my daughter's mother come to my family reunion to meet people I barely knew without telling me. And I had to sit her down and say, this is not what's going to happen ever again, because this is going to be a whole different problem. And it took us sitting down, having that conversation, say, listen, we need to have love for one another. We don't need to be in love. We just need to show love for one another so that our daughter sees the love that we have for one another, so that she'll feel uncomfortable if she doesn't have love for one of us. So by us coming together that way, it helped my daughter's relationship with me get a lot better. So so we need to make sure we're staying in our kids' lives if we do get them pregnant and have kids out of wedlock. But we need to prioritize getting married and having kids in a marriage. And trying to and not marrying just because the sex is good or because the girl looks good or her BBL was done right by Dr. Miami.
Not mad at. I agree with everything. That was just that was the only pushback I had, is that you're saying that you need to stay with women you get pregnant by. Well, I mean, children don't do much worse in households with just a father. So
here's one thing I would add to that, though. The one thing I would say, Professor, don't throw out not having sex or not having as much sex. I think one of black men's biggest issue is we waste so much time trying to knock everything down. Black men will put their meat in a broken Sprite can at time. This is why, and I'm going to give you the perfect example. I'm going to give you the perfect example of why, right?
Who are you hanging out with?
You ever watch my 600-pound wife? All those women have husbands helping roll them in and out the tub. Find me a guy on any of those shows that has a woman helping him. Why? Because women are a lot more selective than we are. So I think
I saw some of the guys with women helping them.
Yeah, look at the dudes that's on the show too. None of those dudes are anybody that could go outside and do anything but what they're doing, which is 600 pounds plus.
My point is, these women are the same, and they have a man laid up in the house with them, loving on them.
the man doesn't count. He's not the quality of man that we should even count.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We don't respect
Yeah.
dudes like that. So
I'm
we ain't paying
saying we
attention
as a
to you.
whole,
And
though,
plus,
we as a whole
that's not a
aren't as selective as we should be. We got to be honest
but
with
that's not a black
ourselves,
man
Wait,
right?
problem.
You
time out.
put
You right.
you
You
put
right.
you put some random fat broad at the end of the bar. By the time the night is over, someone's taking her home. No one's
Yes.
taking home the
Yep.
male counterpart of that. He's
Well,
going to
that leads to
lose
low
every
self-esteem.
day.
Well,
Yeah.
let's make it known that that's not a black man problem. That's a man
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
problem.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
about
yes.
to add
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Hold on, because we about
I
to
can
get
agree
into
with that.
this. Because
I
ain't
can
no
agree
such
with
thing
that.
as a monolith. Black people
Wall
getting that monolith.
Street,
So,
can you come on
Kenny,
camera?
where your people from, real quick? Where your people's from? What's your ethnicity? What's your background?
Me?
No, Kenny.
Oh,
My
go ahead.
people's
Wall Street.
South Carolina black and Bayesian.
In Beijing and what?
Yeah, Barbados.
Barbados. All right. So this black men, no, brother. You Caribbean. I'm a black American. We're not monolithic. Black American men, no, we don't like them big chicks. We ain't doing stuff like that. Now I have seen a bunch of Caribbean brothers do stuff like that. You got your Jamaicans, dudes from the islands and stuff like that. So let's not.
If
We ain't
you
the
look at,
same,
if you
man.
look at the woman a man is with, it tells you everything about the man. Any man who's willing to accept those types of women isn't a man that most of us are going to respect anyway. Because if you walk into say Link has a birthday party, and I'll be the bad guy, I'll be the dummy. I walk in with a girl from my 600-pound life. I got her left leg in a wheelbarrow and her right leg in a forklift.
It's a
Y'all
wrap.
are gonna look at me like,
Yo,
bro, it's
not
wild.
talking to that dude.
And then now I'm automatically not somebody you can relate to because we have completely different tastes in women. I probably don't respect myself. And 3, we can't never take a car trip nowhere because I got to put her in the back of the car and you got a 2-seater. So let's not pretend like these dudes on 600-pound life are anything outside of the 0.1% of all men, because no one on this platform would date somebody 600 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, and those are the ladies I talked about a couple of weeks ago that I say are in that chick protection program. Those are the women that may do the things your girl won't do. She may cook for you. She may do X, Y, and Z. She may rub your feet, whatever it is.
I need my girl to be able to stand up and wipe her on that. Wipe her. Go to
That's
the
true.
Exactly.
But like you said before, like we'll put our thing in a broken Sprite can, because there are a lot of dudes.
I won't. Y'all will.
There are a lot of dudes who are not getting sex, and they're gonna get whatever they can get where they can get it. But going back to your original point, Wall Street, that's where we talk about being over sexualized and trying to have as much sex as possible. That's what we need to focus on. If we don't find that wife in college or by 22, 23, we need to put our heads down, work 60 to 80 hours a week, make ourselves a certain type of person, build our relationships, have that group of friends that group of influencer friends that you have, that make yourself a better man for the woman you're going to go find. So we shouldn't be focused on trying to have as much sex as possible. We should be focused on making ourselves the best man for the best woman.
And that's where role models come in. That's where a lot of men miss male role models for those men that were taken out of the household. You know, a lot of this stuff was basically planned by the government. Not really planned by the government, but you know how women turn around. They say, "Oh, Father's Day is Mother's Day too," and you know, you got housing for the women, and they say, "I don't need a man because, you know, I'm good on my own. I got this. You could go ahead and do this, this, and that." And it's the standards that a lot of these men are out here just picking women just to, you know, have sex. And then once they have the kid with them, they find out, like, I can't deal with her. I'm ready to go. And then you got like a kid here, a kid there. You got a whole map of kids all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And that ruins these kids nowadays. So now you got all these kids out here. Then you got women and men that don't have the adult mentality. And then you just built a whole, what do they call this generation? Gen Z, where everybody just like, oh, it's too hard for me. I'm going to kill myself. And then you've seen that, right? Where all these kids are now just talking about, hey, you know, it's too hard. I'm going to kill myself. If they can't,
myself out. I'm gonna take
if
myself
they
out.
if they ain't getting what the other kid they see out there is getting, now they want to kill themselves. Their favorite rapper, they call the GOAT. Oh, what was his name? Juice WRLD.
Take myself out. Hey, Link, delete, take myself out.
Oh, my bad. Dang, I didn't even know about that.
Like hell, no.
Man, how do you do that? I don't know.
Unalive. We can do.
Unalive.
Unalive, right?
we
Oh yeah. My bad. Unalive, my fault. I won't even think about that. But like we're talking about like Juice World, right? They're saying he's the GOAT. How do you make him the GOAT? When I said, do you know what the GOAT means? They was like, he's the GOAT because of what he does.
We gotta
He's
remember
their GOAT.
People
the
call
all-time
LeBron James the GOAT.
key
That's just
is
a
Yeah, he's not the GOAT either because he built the team. You see
a
that the way
generation.
that they look at it is crazy. Like I said,
gotta-
how do you compare him to
You gotta
Jordan?
realize, like,
But it's everybody's opinion, though.
now when
It's everybody's opinion because I mean, look, the dude went to the finals 10 times, and he didn't build that first team he was on. So I'm not saying my GOAT is Bill Russell. You know, you got 11 rings out of 13 seasons and went to the finals 12 times. So everybody always counting rings, but they always count Bill Russell out. So
Why dealing with
when
racism?
those kids are talking about whatever they do, Juice Crew, whatever his name is,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
the GOAT.
Juice World.
But they're saying he's the
Well,
the GOAT because he went somewhere.
But
By
he's
doing
their
extra
GOAT.
stuff. No, but
He's their
how?
GOAT.
But
I mean,
how?
I don't even know the dude. I've never heard anything he done, but you know, so that GOAT argument is always going to be something that you know is
But
opinionated.
taking the easy way out is what I'm saying is like what they're calling their GOAT. You see, because everybody's mind is warped. And just like, you know, a lot of people are saying like social media, like we didn't have all of that. We didn't have even phones back in the day. So what we saw was different. What they see on TV, I mean, on social media is a whole bunch of people that are built to look a certain way. You know, nobody is who they really are. Everybody's plastic, even in relationships. You're plastic when you first meet somebody. You're on your best behavior. Then as soon as, you know, you break that person down, you start seeing the plastic come off. Now they're acting brand new. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you see,
Right.
you see
And
that
they
in
also
dating.
weren't worshiping the devil either.
You see that on dating sites. You see that on you see that at work. People that you don't know what they have or what they deal with at home or what have you, they're trying to make themselves into someone else when they're out and about as well. So, you know, it's
Oh, I ain't want to cut you off. I want to make sure you was finished.
No, you good, bro.
All right, brother. Look, fellas, come on now. This Father's Day. You know, I don't celebrate it, but I'm gonna tell you something. You don't have to wear a single layer of fucking plastic. Ooh, did I say it? You don't have to wear no damn plastic, all right? Black men don't wear no plastic. You be
don't need to. Right.
You don't have to wear a damn thing. You ain't got to
wear rubber.
You ain't got to be super nice. You ain't got to be nothing. You just got to be a goddamn
the
man.
thoughts and feelings expressed are the thoughts of
all you
who,
got to do.
and GMT does not condone. These are not the thoughts of GMT.
Wait, are we saying don't wear a condom? Because that's
no. We're talking about being fake. When we talking about being plastic, we're talking about being fake.
I'm talking about like he said, like you don't have to be what you think that woman wants. You be
right.
You be who you are.
Because that's why relationships don't work.
Y'all hear how I behave. I don't.
Let me ask you, Cole. Have you ever worked in corporate?
Who?
Chill.
Me?
My bad.
Yes. I worked in corporate.
All right. You didn't have to change or what we call code switch, or were you just built and geared to be what was wanted in corporate?
Damn, boy, Kenny, I knew you was going to be an issue. Yeah, man, for your job and for people out in real life, it's two totally different things.
Why?
When you aren't all the way built yourself and you can't make opportunities for yourself, you got to code switch to play in this damn society in the corporate world. But out here choosing women, I ain't code switching nothing. I am who I am.
Right, because if you do that, then what happens is that you built a false foundation from the beginning, and then that's where you run into that problem. Y'all thought y'all was good until y'all saw the real people come out. You know?
What I'm saying is, right now, if we were just speaking on the behalf of the Barack Obamas of the world, right? Everything y'all are saying is valid, but we are not being real right now. People front like they can do things all the time.
Not in relationships, you don't need to do that.
I'm saying we got to think outside of us if we're leaders, right? When we're talking about black men, it's just not this panel. And what the others do does affect us.
Who is us?
It may not feel like it, but when everybody's paying for the box, when everybody's buying the box, when everybody's trying to impress women,
that mean you got to do it.
How those women deal with us.
Nope, not the right ones. Not the right ones, because you don't want that type of woman. You see what I mean? You don't want that woman that's saying, "Hey, just to talk to me to cash out."
Black women currently is that the thoughts stand too close. The good women stand too close to the thoughts, right? So they very much influence each other, whether you want to agree with it or not. You get
The
what I'm saying?
friends of a
You may
feather
not
flock
say,
together.
you may say you think she's a good woman, you get what I'm saying? But she is probably turning up with her friends to Sexy Red. And I think if it was more the women on the panel, they would all laugh, right? Tell them, kid, get them sexy,
Get
right? This is
sexy.
what I'm saying is, as black men in particular, we are usually in a dynamic where we have to draw a line. You're either here or there. We're even doing it in this conversation. Not me. You're talking about them over there. You get what I'm saying? Black women, the reason why they ride for anything all the way from Vivica Fox to Suki Hana is because they all identify with each other. They are a
I don't
singular
think they all
body.
collectively do that.
They are a collective body that is going to defend their own.
I don't
We
think all of
are in
them.
opposition with ourselves more often than not. And that's something that black men have to stop doing.
I think
Man,
what
I
he's
don't,
talking
you know,
about is the
I
hive
say this,
mind that women tend to
yeah,
have
like
on these types
So,
of
15
Yeah,
different
what
things.
you saying, kid?
So I just want to say at 5/13 on
Yeah.
Father's Day 2024, you said something that I
know.
actually agreed with, and I'm just over here like, wait a
Oh,
minute.
shit.
Her heart went pitter patter, y'all.
Did
She
we
was like,
just have a, look, we just have a coming to Jesus. Like, I'm here for, I agree. I don't have time to bring a representative to anything. I am my representative. And if you don't
Right.
like me to present, that's fine. Kick rocks. I'm okay with that. But what I'm not going to do is sit around and bring somebody to the party that I'm not going to be able to maintain 6 months, 12 months down the year, down the road, trying to remember, wait, do I even like this shit? Like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, what you see is what you get. You don't like it, get the fuck on. I'm okay. Excuse me. I dropped the F-bomb, but it is past the 7-minute mark.
7 minutes.
Wow.
Ebony F.
Guys,
bomb it up. No, let me stop.
Look, I will say, like, this is really great conversation. I definitely want to make sure that we give a shout out to Tish Hanley. I see, Milk aka Hell Chill is looking real shiny. And we know how he like the, you can almost
Hey, everybody, check out in the links. The link should definitely be down below. Teens Headley. Hey, that shit got my milk dud looking beautiful, boy. Look at that shine.
He said
about to say
spoonful.
You gotta say
Right,
full.
right.
I mean, the follicle's gone.
T.
I'm about to say,
Henley.
if I hold them like this and shake it, I might see, and the answer that pop up on the top is so clear up there. So I mean, you have to make sure.
Yep.
See, I'm telling y'all.
No, it's right there. Hey,
And when it shine like that, it mean them follicles gone.
yeah. They still there, man.
That was some OG knowledge. Chill, Quint.
Oh, no, wait. I want to ask all the fathers, since I'm about to say, Quint, you like me. We the only two non-pappies on stage, so you.
No, Chill ain't got no kids.
I said, Quint. I said, oh, Chill, you ain't. Oh Lord, thank you, Jesus. There's some small miracles.
ain't no little ice cubes running around.
I'm sure that there's some chills not so chilling around somewhere in America. But no, I really do want to ask the fathers. So, like, if you're thinking back on all the Father's Days that you all have ever had, some of y'all might have had them for a longer span than others. But like, what's the dopest thing that you've actually done or received for Father's Day? Like that, like that kind of gave you that feeling like, yeah, I'm that dad. I'm the pappy. You know what I'm saying? What gift was that, or what activity was that for you? I'm gonna start with Link in the top since Willie's out for a second.
Man, I'm still trying to think. You might have to skip me for now. I got to kind of really ponder on that.
I can answer because I was a stepdaddy. I was a stepdaddy before.
Not the step crabs,
I was a stepdaddy before. Let me tell you something, man. When I was in that stepdaddy mode, man, Father's Day came around. I mean, it was the thought that everybody was, catering to me that day. That day it wasn't me saying, hey, leave me alone or anything like that. It was just that whole day was geared to me. And it felt beautiful. It feels good to see people that's in your corner, or whether you with them, not with them, and they're taking the time out of their day to focus all their attention and energy on you. That shit feels good, man. It's almost like being in a massage parlor and you're getting a happy ending. It feels great.
All right, Robert
Boy,
Kraft,
wow.
allegedly.
Boy, wow.
It's a wonderful thing, man. And I'm saying our endorphins come in many different forms. Happy endings, you get.
Well, they go fast trying to get you up out of that, don't they?
You know what I'm saying? All those emotions of good, happy moments, man, make that head want to pop off. You know.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, yo,
Them-
you gotta say
them
pause.
massage
Nah,
parlor.
that was wild.
Them massage parlor. Oh yeah.
Massage parlor.
Make it want to pop off.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know for me, like, you know, like they were saying, like, man, just I like that little poster board with all the candy on it. That was cool. Or just getting something like that you weren't expecting, or like, you know, my daughter in our relationship is what it is. But when she told me Happy Father's Day, that meant a lot to me. Because we speak, but you know, she had never said that before, so that meant a lot to me. So, you know, for men, it's all about the little things. We don't get our roses much. We always giving them out. So I guess it's just the small things for us.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Who's next up? Come on. Tell
Wall
us how you
Street.
feel.
Come on camera and tell us what my kids did for you, because I know it was awesome.
Kids ain't do nothing for me. What you
I
talking
said,
about?
I said the
Damn.
best Father's Day. You know what?
Kids
You're
ain't
so petty.
Nah, my
Got
daughter,
them a
she's
cup of
on a
soups.
cruise. My daughter's on a cruise with her grandparents, and yeah,
I
so
said
they
the
kicked
best
all over the
Father's
place.
Day. I
But
didn't say this Father's Day.
well, I ain't talking about the kids. You asked the nicest thing that was done for me for Father's Day, and I got flued out. I got, you know, a nice little Los Angeles vacation, and that was my first time, you know, really spending time in Cali. And yeah, because, you know, like I said, I'm selective, man. I'm very proud to say I've never gotten a woman pregnant that didn't make six figures, right? So I'm very selective. You understand what I'm saying? So my requirements are a little bit.
Yeah, look, you've been
Well, how much you
stepping on
make?
the landmines
6
all
figures?
day, and I ain't been responding. But this one, I got to. You got to get back on the camera now,
But
Kenny.
he get on my
I'm
nerves.
sweating, man.
Wait,
Back on the camera,
so
Kenny.
We got sweating now.
okay, so shout out to City. Wait, I
Turn
got
the
to
AC
shout
up.
out to City Boys up for getting flued out. You know what I'm saying? Like City Boys 1 up. I'm here for y'all. Okay.
Drizzle.
He out here city boying it.
Yeah, that's right. They got to you got to pay like you weigh. This
Oh
Leave
man.
the money on the counter.
thing. Hey,
Chill, please do not take me
selective has to
serious.
be
He's an
All right.
idiot.
word of the
Okay,
day.
I'm telling you right now, he's an idiot. Don't pay him no mind. Willie Beeman, did you hear the question or did you just come back? Blockchain, what you doing?
What was the question?
Question was, what is the nicest, you know, or most memorable thing that you've had or received for Father's Day?
Shit.
Hopefully not that jersey.
It's probably Cowboys paraphernalia.
Oh, shit.
My son,
From the secondhand shop.
Hey, they disrespected you by giving you that.
That's cool. They from New York though, so I expect that type of foolishness from them. Like, it's already bad enough.
You know what? GMT, because I know that you're watching. Shout out to you again, guys. For anybody who might have joined on late, GMT isn't on, as you can see today. I'm actually moderating along with I'm So Chill, so I'm so glad we're actually happy to have you guys with us. But GMT, we got to talk because I don't know how Willie Beeman slid and snuck up on here for this particular episode, but we're gonna talk about that later. I will call you on that.
With all them Cowboys paraphernalia.
Listen,
all of these
I don't expect nobody from New York to have good taste.
First things first, disrespectful with all these stars on this very star-studded panel. Then he talking about New York people. We gonna definitely talk about this one. It's okay. We gonna.
Hey, listen, one thing I know about New York people is they'll kick that shit, but they don't like it when they get it back.
Oh no, honey. I'm from the Bronx.
I'm not one of the crazy thing is, I'm not even the Cowboys fans that thinks it's always our year. I know we add. I know we not good. I know we the second best team in Texas. You know what you can't get a New York Giants fan to say? That they not good, period. They the worst team in New York. So let's not act like, you know what I'm saying, we having the same conversation here. Because again, I'm a real
Willie Beeman. Every time the season start, I tell her, yo, go get your Plexico jersey. Because being a Giants fan is gonna make you wanna loot yourself. I'm trying not to use the wrong words. Like being a Giant fan to make you want to poop yourself.
It won't hit
in the leg.
You know what?
Don't get your Plexico jersey.
Bro, I don't bother nobody. That's another thing about me as a Cowboys fan. When we up, I still don't bother nobody. but it's always one of these poo ass Giants fans or Eagles fans or Deadskins fans that has something to say, as if Deadskins and Giants, y'all been fighting for last place in the East for the past 2 years.
The Commanders.
The
The
Cowboys
Commanders.
are America's team. The Ravens are Black America's team, and that's just
I'll
Man,
take that.
stop that.
I'll take it.
You a whole
No,
man.
I
Stop
no,
that.
I thought the
Give me
Panthers
Wall
were the
Street.
Black Americans team.
The who?
Bro,
What?
y'all got to get off him about his Cowboy stuff, man.
But you know what I'm thinking about? What I've been thinking about
Hold on.
while y'all was sitting here talking about football teams is that it's pretty bad that fathers can't think about their most memorable Father's Day.
I
But
can.
a women, I bet y'all know y'all best
Yep.
Mother's Day. I guarantee you that.
I wouldn't even say most. I say half the women, because most of them don't even have a relationship with their fathers where they're gonna do something for them anyway.
So
Great point.
so just to test my theory, Kid, what was your best Mother's Day?
Oh, she remember.
She got a lot of them.
Okay, first things first, let's time out. Okay.
Which one? I got top 10.
Right, I'm telling you, I got about 30 of them in the bag.
Okay, first things first, I have Uno kid, and he just turned 16. I promise
Okay.
you, Mother's Day's gifts are not like pouring out, especially when your kid is like, so like, trust me, like his girlfriend got a better gift for Valentine's Day than I got for any Mother's Day. So like,
What restaurant did y'all go to?
Mhm.
What restaurant did y'all go to?
we didn't, like, honestly, I'm more of a giver than I am a getter, and my bestie can absolutely vouch for that. So like,
We've
I
heard.
don't really get a lot of things like that, but I'm okay with it because I'm always giving. So it's
you done
weird.
got stuff from me before. We just don't remember. Like, I don't remember what I gave you, but I know I did.
It wasn't for Mother's Day, raggedy.
She got some Rice Krispie treats.
But no, so like, let's gift for Mother's Day.
Or best Mother's Day experience.
That's Mother's Day.
Jess, I know you in the chat. What's your best Mother's Day gift? 'Cause I know you got one.
She said macaroni and construction paper.
I'm telling
Hey,
you.
we used to give that to I gave that to my dad when I was younger. They used to make us make that in school, but they don't make them do that anymore.
I mean, they not in school for Father's Day. The
Whoa,
kids is
time
out
out.
now.
Time out. Jess got kids?
Yes.
Oh,
What was it? Macaroni and construction paper.
Where you been, Chill?
Chill.
Let me ask you, Chill. Do you want kids?
Do I want kids? I do and I don't.
That's
You know
I
what
don't
I'm saying?
know.
You know what I'm saying? It's right now. It's I don't know. While I'm 43, I can still say I don't know because my soldiers are still marching, and I can shoot up a club at any moment if I damn sure choose. But right now, probably no. Right now, it might change next year or the year after next.
You must call hell with a step kid.
He said,
You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, man. I tell you, you don't want to wait too long, man.
Stop it. Stop it
Now
right
that I
there
done,
before you finish that.
listen,
Hold
now
on.
that I done hit 40 something, man, like, you know, being on that layup line, these knees don't work like they used to. So
Tell
You
him
need to
again.
take
Tell
better
him
care of
again.
yourself. You need to take better care of yourself, Kenny. My knees work perfectly fine, and I'm 43.
Shoot.
yeah,
You
okay,
must not
mate.
play. You must not have played too many sports then.
oh,
Right,
no,
right.
I definitely
don't,
did.
oh, no. Let's be very clear. I'm a dunker, right? But let's not
What,
miss
same
the
I'm talking
here.
point
about
I'm
chill.
making.
I'm talking about chill.
As you get older, like
No, we're
we
talking about
tell
chill. We're
black
talking about
women,
chill.
your body wears down as you get older. Who wants to be running around taking kids back and forth to school in their 50s?
Well, no, we're talking
right,
about
be
chill,
real.
Wall Street.
We're talking
That's why
about
I said
chill, bro. Hey,
and that's why I say I date the younger girls because somebody got to run behind them little nigga. I mean, them little
Exactly.
heifers.
Hey,
I
yo,
can't
bro,
run behind
though,
them.
post 9/11,
So
post
Hey.
9/11, bro.
I love my post 9/11
I
girls.
can't deal with the city girls, bro. This is when I got
Listen.
out the game. When I saw them post 9/11 babies on the horizon, I said, all right, you know what? You come with me. We going to the altar. I can't.
Listen,
I'm out.
all they know is the World Tower. They don't know the World Trade Center. That's all. That's what I want.
hey, I understand the knee situation because, like yourself, I was a dunker, shot blocker, and rebounder, and whatever, and I got to get a knee replacement now.
Yeah. You know, so as
So
you
I
get
know what you're
older
talking about.
and your kid is running around and he's trying to get better at basketball, it's better to do that in your 30s, in your late 20s, than to be really doing it in your 40s. It's,
Yeah.
Okay.
And my
I'll be
fat
very
ass
worn
out
out.
going down the elevator.
Oh man, everybody! I will say this: every time I hear that, automatically I see a face of a woman, because that's usually what ladies say. You don't got no kids right now. Why you waiting? Right, until you're 43, you're too old to be running. See, and then when guys pick that shit up and start repeating it, I already know
No,
something.
listen, I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you what I'm living. I'm sharing with you what I'm
Right.
living, right? It was much
I hear
easier
you.
for me to parent when my son is 8, 9 years old and he's trying to learn how to really get nice at ball, and I'm in my early 30s. It was much easier for me then. I'm just giving you a reality just in terms of just life. You get what I'm saying? Like
Reality.
as you get older, you want to enjoy your own life. I want to use this 401k and these investments in the right way. I want to take trips and all that. I don't want to be picking people up from school in my 50s.
Kenny,
You're jumping on your back.
I'm just gonna say this. Your 401k. You brought up the 401k. I'm pretty sure you saw your 401k take about a 30%, maybe a 50% hit since the last economic crisis we had. And now that we lost the petrodollar, your 401k is going to take about a 90% hit. So good luck with that. But anyway,
I'm just saying it's free money. Like my company matches me, so it's just free money.
Bro, cook with that petrodollar reference though.
Yeah, because
I agree with you. You got to have other investments, but I would tell any brother whose company offers him a 401k, take it, because more than likely your company matches it, and you're just giving away free money.
All right, and that's not where I was going with that, but okay.
Chill, you do something in finance? Because I think you're the first person that I've even seen talk about. I'm saying Saudi Arabia not renewing the petrodollar.
Right. So I do trades. That's why I enjoyed your name. When you said blockchain, I'm saying, man, I might need to check this dude portfolio. So yeah, I trade. That's my niche. That's my thing. So I have to pay attention to the numbers. So when I hear people talking about something, man, when I get 50, I want to join my 401k. Nigga, you ain't gonna have one. So all right, keep talking. But
nah, I'm definitely have one. I'm definitely, because look, let me tell you something. I'm buying DXD when the market's going down. You're a trader. You know what I'm talking about, right?
You say you buying what?
I'm buying DXD when the market's going down.
I don't know what
I'm going to make money regardless on both sides of the market. You're a trader. You know DXD.
No, I don't. I don't know DXD.
DXD is the Dow Jones short with 2 times leverage. Basically, if the Dow Jones goes down 1%, this investment goes up 2%. Yeah. It's short in the market.
Okay, so you're short in the market. You got that much?
Nah, I'm not even. Honestly, with my position now, I am so restricted when it comes to buying equities that I don't really even play with my portfolio like that anymore. But I've got other investments.
Okay.
I like real estate.
Right. Let's bring it back. All right, everybody.
Although the stock market has outperformed the real estate market in the past 50 years, I get it. But I like tangible assets.
No advice. And hold up, I want to say this. No financial information or advice spoken about on this channel is given from an actual agent or accredited system. It is only the advice of the people speaking. So please, it's their opinion. Follow it.
Consult your financial advisor.
Exactly. Please.
Exactly.
So, that matter. So, fellas, I want to go and ask you.
Hey,
what up?
Hey man, how's everything?
I ain't really back, but I wanted to tell y'all having a great show. Keep it up, y'all.
Thank you.
Happy day. Happy Father's Day.
Appreciate y'all.
Man.
Prayers for the family.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Yes, sir. And tell Dion I hope everything's all right. Tell her that we are in her corner. We are in both of you guys' corner. All right. So we out here rooting for y'all. Okay.
Appreciate it, y'all. We really appreciate it. Thank you, y'all.
Of course.
Oh, anytime.
Good show, though. Good show.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So,
thank you, sir.
You know,
I wanted to bring it back.
Something I want to ask.
Hey, kid, real quick. You know what I call him? I told him I love the way he moderates so much because he is Derek Samuels, right? He is right down the middle. He's not going to co-sign on the manosphere foolishness, but he's not no type of super simp that's going to co-sign y'all stuff either. He's in the middle, Derek Samuels, and I like that.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Derek Samuels. Steve Samuels.
He laughed when I
Steve
told
Harvey
him that.
Samuels.
Y'all are out of control. But no, I love it. And like he said, this is an absolute amazing show. Shout out to all of the fathers and just the fellas on Grown Men Talking. Make sure that you all are checking us out every Sunday at 4 p.m. And the YouTube channel should be locked in. Make sure that you share it as well. So, fathers, question for you all, and even fathers, stepfathers, fur fathers, whoever.
Right,
When you
right. Even stepfathers.
even stepdaddies, right? What is a lesson, especially in 2024, that you feel is super important for you to teach, your sons, your daughters, especially coming out here in the world now? We've got AI, we've got, social media, we've got a different level of code, that is out here in these kids' lives and in their faces. What is a lesson that you want to teach them and that you feel like, they should know, especially going out in the world now? I'm gonna start with you, blockchain.
That your word means everything, and that you also need to protect your word and your reputation. Like your life depends on it, because a lot of the times it can. So those two, and then the woman that you choose is going to be one of your biggest decisions you make in life. So if those three things are the things that I wish that my father had told me when I was young, and you're saying I would have never had to do the damage repair of picking someone that wasn't a good fit for me, or I never had an issue keeping my word, but I never really cared about my reputation, because if I didn't care what people thought of me. But even though now that I understand that my reputation enters rooms that I'm not in, so my reputation needs to be intact in those spaces when I'm not there to defend it. So those are the things that I've taught my sons now. And then I guess the last one probably would be the power of money and how money actually works, and then how to understanding things like debit cards were made for poor people, how to leverage credit, things like that. So those would be my top 5 for my sons.
No, I'm sorry. Interruptions. That was super dope. So, Link, I'm gonna go to you. Like, what is a lesson that you feel like, should definitely be taught to, the kids today?
I think we kind of went over it a little bit. I think the biggest lesson would be for a young man or a young woman would be to, when you're going about relationships, take your time. Just take your time, get to know the person before you take it anywhere. Listen to people that's had experience. Don't always think you know it all, and don't go by social media. Like, social media, I think, has destroyed a lot of our youth. And look at what people have done. Don't listen to what people say.
Boom.
That's about it.
I like it. I'm about to say, Quint, I know you are without child, smartest man. What is? I mean, but you've lived a long life, and if you had anything to give to the youth, what is something that you would say?
Willie Beeman covered a lot of it. Your reputation is very important. Learning about money, finances. Don't let other success dictate what you feel like is successful. Know yourself, know about yourself, research, listen to everything, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it. You're not going to learn from anyone that agrees with everything you say.
Right.
And another thing is this might take it into another realm, but don't fall for religion. Learn about yourself, learn about where you actually came from, and learn about what the world is about. Don't let someone just call out a name and it change everything that you have in mind, or just tell you you're not being godly or Jesus or whatever the case, and it change everything you say or everything you're about. Be your own man.
Quint, I love that. I love it for several different reasons. I know we don't really touch on, the religion aspect on here, but I always like to tell people, if everyone's religion is right, whose is wrong, right? So in that, make sure that you definitely do your research, and that's super important. I love that, like, because when you become your own person, what you think about and how you think about it definitely changes trajectory. So that was super dope. Professore, ¿qué pasó?
Well, put your seatbelts on. I got a couple things. So
hold up, wait. You know,
click.
Hold on now.
Yeah. No. So one phrase I came up with, and I got a few other ones. If you've lost but learned, you have won. But if you lose but have learned, if you've lost but have learned, you have won. But if you won but have not learned, you have lost. So that, just take that as it is. Learn from your losses and gain from your wins. To thy own self be true. The unexamined life is a life not worth living. So make sure you're consistently re-examining your life. And as a professor, you got to be a man of class. And what I mean by class is you're confident, you're loyal, you're assertive, you're ambitious, you're strong, and you're strategic. So those are the things I would say to live by on this Father's Day.
I like it, bro. Wall Street Dub, what you got for me?
Well, I teach my kids that they determine their own success through a combination of hard work and realistic expectations. I teach them that to be extremely careful about who they allow to operate in their space. Because the wrong person can become a cancer in your space. And I teach them to keep the condom on as long as they can. Like, don't be in a rush to have sex, because once you get in it, it doesn't stop coming. For guys like us, for my sons, like, listen, you're following in daddy's footsteps. When it comes, it's going to keep coming. Pause. Right? But, keep that condom on as long as you can. I don't care what she says.
GMT, we're gonna have to talk about Wall Street too. It seems to be the two dubs in the building that's swabbing up like the airwaves, but we'll talk about that later. Chill.
What was the question? I need the question refreshed, man. Because
not a problem.
Chill.
In today's society, we got so many things going on, and being Black fathers, it's a different level of fathering. What is a lesson or something that you feel is important to teach the kids now?
So the lessons I think are extremely important, like for the young fellas that's out there, it's extremely important for the fathers to teach young boys about manhood, about leadership, and about mentorship. These pillars are extremely important to their success in life. And you don't teach it by just telling them. They have to see you. You have to be a prime example of what you're trying to teach. Because one thing about kids, the youth, they don't pay attention to people who don't show wins. You can sit there and lecture them all day, but if they look at your life and be like, I don't want your life, I can't respect that. You ain't doing nothing. You're just talking. So, and they're not going to listen to you. So you're going to have to match up to whatever it is that you're teaching. That goes for young girls, young boys. They're going to look at you. So I say it's extremely important for you to be exactly what it is that you're trying to teach. If you care about the livelihood of those young, beautiful children, you need to be a prime example of that. You can't be no dusty, crusty, musty ass dude talking about something. You need to do this, you need to do that, but you ain't do it. How that's gonna look? That's crazy. So those are the important lessons that I think are extremely important to when you're trying to mold and cultivate another stronger, better generation. It's going to start with you first. You need to be a prime example of that. And if you're not, man, stop having kids.
In the words of Michael Jackson, if you can't feed the baby, don't have the baby. And don't say maybe if you can't feed the baby.
Or just beat it.
Right. Annie, are you okay? Right, but kid, I meant to add. And kid, I meant to add, because I just talked about class for the men, but women, but ladies need to be ladies of grace, and that's gentle. Just need to be the ladies of grace is what I always say, which is gentle, resilient, attractive, caring, and elegant. So if we can have women of class, men of class, and women of grace, we'll be good to go.
And you want to know something, Professor? That is a very, very big and true statement. Right now, we are in a time where the Reds, they say are taking over. And I know we all have our time frames as when we had our ratchet, rap, like we had Little Kim, but the difference is, in my personal opinion, is, you have to have talent to be able to still be, half naked. And now it's not even that. So definitely, we can definitely throw some class and grace on the women's side as well. I absolutely agree. Want to ask you all, this is going to be one of our last topics because it's Father's Day. I'm not going to hold you guys, but I definitely want to make sure that we get everything in. I want to ask you all about, when it comes to being dads and you're looking at your relationships, we have traditional versus the 50-50, right? Oh, chill, you gotta chill. Come on, chill.
All right, I know where chill going.
40.
Come on, chill. Yeah, let me get it.
No, I just started laughing. But no, hey, go right ahead. I'm gonna let you finish it.
As fathers, these are lessons that you're gonna either teach one way or another, as far as how you all want, your child to think about relationships, and and how they deal with their partner. Are you all looking to teach your children, especially your male children, like, this is Father's Day, let's talk about the men, right? Are you looking to teach them to be more of a traditional role where he leads and takes care of and provides in that way? Or are you all teaching them to be what is becoming a lot more popular upon the penis population of 50-50, where everything is half, like a roommate situation, but you all still want to lead because penis? And quick,
Okay.
go.
First off, you got to be able to find oh, you got to say 304 now, don't you? You can't say the W word, right? WH word.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Garden tool.
first off, it's difficult. First off, it's difficult to find someone you even want to be 100% with. First and foremost, since everybody want to say, oh, being 50-50, you want to be a leader because you got a penis. I caught that. You can't, it's hard to find somebody even worth leading now, in all actuality.
You really think so?
Shit. Man, it's
coming from a married man.
Why did I pick quick?
I'm looking at what these guys got the dick pic from now. I'm good. But everybody letting social media determine what type of person they're gonna be. And so it all depends on the person, you want to have someone that you feel comfortable or you feel good about taking care of everything for them and everything. But it's hard to say. I'm good. It's hard for me to say now, but dating is tough.
I can say it. I can say it. Look,
please say it.
I got you. Look, I think all men should teach their sons how to lead and how to, be the frame of reference for their household that they're going to create in the future. But not everything goes as planned. And I'm gonna be honest, 50-50, nothing technically wrong with 50-50. Here's my stance on it. Ladies, if you get a man and he's doing the 50-50 with you, baby, it's better to do 50-50 than your ass paying 100 by yourself. So you better just sit your butt right there. If he's a dusty and he ain't bringing nothing or elevating your life in any kind of way, and your kids are picking up dusty traits, then I get it. But if that brother is solid and he got a game plan and he, he's being productive. All right, this 6 months, I'm a get a raise because I'm getting promoted. And he does it, then that means you got a productive dude. So you hold on to that 50-50. Because if you leave it, you're going to be 100% by your damn self. That 50-50 can turn into 100% for him, as long as you nurture that thing right. All right. So I'm not dissing nobody about the 50-50. No more dissing about the 50-50. Only because, 50-50 saves a woman from doing 100% by herself. All right. So there's always a place for any man at any tier of his life. There's always a place for you. Now, if you are 50-50, then brother, your manhood got to be intact. It has to be intact. You can't be no pussyfoot dude and a hole comes into the roof or whatever. And you look at it and be like, baby, what we gonna do? Oh, it's over. It's done.
You would like to see people get together when they're younger so they can grow together, so they can have kids when they're in their mid to late 20s or early 30s, so they're grown enough to be old enough to educate the child, to raise a great, to be a great parent for the kids, but not too old to where, like he said, with our bad knees trying to chase a child around, or not too young to where you haven't grown yourself. But you don't meet very many 20 through 30-year-olds that can afford 100%.
Right. And you're not.
But what we're doing is we're telling people that they're not a real man if they can't afford 100%, when it might be ideal for them to go 50-50 until this guy can afford to go 100%.
Now look, big bro, this is how crazy I am, right?
I can't wait.
This is how crazy I am, right? 50-50, I say 60-40, right? Like for me as a black man, right? Like working in corporate, I remember I was with one company when the whole housing crisis happened, and they hired like 250 people, right? Out of those 250 people, probably 175 of them were women, right? Out of that 175, about 40 of them was bad. And it was probably me and 3 other dudes in the whole area, right, that they all wanted. It was Golden Corral. It was a buffet. You could not lose, right? So what I tell my boys is, again, going back to being selective, you get what I'm saying? You shouldn't even want to deal with a woman that isn't bringing assets to the table. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem being Stedman, baby girl. I deserve that. Go get the yacht. Pull the yacht up in the front.
Drizzle.
We just got to make sure we tell our sons they need to do what it takes to become men that can command that from women. Because you can't just go talk to what we talked about. You got to have assets when you don't have any yourself.
And we have to be honest, right? Our women are doing extremely well. Not all, right? But when you get into certain areas, whether it's IT, whether it's real estate, there are women that are doing pretty well. The question is, what is going on that you can't attain one of those?
Those women
figure
aren't
that
coming
out.
with men
Life is
either.
golden.
Those women who are doing well have men.
Yeah. And then we can explain that too. We can break it down.
But another thing that I think we should teach our children is to not let anything a woman has to say to them dictate what they think a real man is.
Damn right.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, honestly, as fathers, though, we shouldn't have to tell them that, because their definition of being a real man is going to come from us.
Anytime they log into social media, they'll see a post where a woman saying a real man does this, a real
man does that. Listen to what I'm saying, though. As a father,
your job is to protect your child from the world he lives in and prepare him for it. The
Listen
world your child lives in is telling him what a real man should be at every turn.
But what I'm saying is, for me, as an everyday father, I define manhood for my children. So I don't have to tell them what's not manhood or what not to listen to. It's already been defined.
You define what manhood is for your child as long as he's in your house.
Can I ask, Kenny, do your kids live with you?
What?
Yeah.
And
my kids are in here now.
Not you. I'm talking about Kenny.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. And what are the things that you're teaching them about manhood? Because there was something that you said that just, it stuck out to me. You was like saying, well, why is it that the guys can't get the women that are doing well? The women who are making, I guess you're assuming the women who make a lot of money or whatever, why the guys aren't getting them? So I need to know, what is it that you're teaching them about manhood?
I want to answer the question correctly, but I'm not getting
Answer
the.
how you feel like you
Hold on,
answer.
listen. I need you to just clarify the question for me. All right, is there a connection between what you're asking about dating and manhood, or are these two different? Because what I teach them about manhood isn't necessarily totally based around dating and women. It's about being a leader in your community. It starts with family, yes, right? But when we talk about manhood, there are things between each other as men that are a major part of manhood. So when I'm teaching them about manhood, it's not solely just based on dating. Like somebody should have taught you. There's no need to ever disrespect a man's wife. That's a simple manhood code, right? That's a simple code. Very, very simple. You know,
Kenny,
so
Kenny. All
yeah.
right.
Oh
One,
boy.
here's the thing, man. I'm trying not to address that because the brother and nor is his wife is on the panel, and I ain't trying to do all that. Now, all right, hold on. Now that is your second time bringing it up, so I'm going to address it. First of all, if you don't want something to be addressed, don't bring him on here. His wife would have never been spoken about had he not brought her on here, and now that's your second time bringing that. Now I'm warning you, Kenny. If you don't want those type of things, don't bring it that way. And
Oh,
what
no.
he did
You got to understand, right? I'm very, very comfortable with everything about her, right? Here's my thing when I was talking about manhood, though. What we should do is
Kenny.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
And that is a damn man. He can talk for himself.
Right. I'm still waiting for him to answer the question, but
I'm trying to see what Kit gonna say.
Hell, he a man. He was talking.
You didn't even know what I was gonna say, so let's time that out for a second.
Hold on, Kid. Fall back. Let the brothers talk. Brothers gonna work it out. The brothers gonna work it out.
Okay, so I'm explaining to you all the role of a moderator, and then maybe y'all are trying to stop making it seem like I'm just trying to be the woman taking up for someone.
All right. I'm sorry. I was just
I was saying one mic so that everybody could be heard. Not that I was taking up for anyone. So if everyone allow me to be the 5'2" size adult that I am doing my job on here, I promise you, beautiful conversations.
With the incredible edible. What got you, Kit?
Okay. That's the problem. I ain't had enough.
No, man.
Okay, so Willie,
but I was gonna say something. So when Wall Street's done, I want to say something. Go ahead.
Absolutely, Wall Street. Please continue.
What was I saying?
But you were saying because he said you brought up about the man's wife twice, and so you were answering his. What
Oh
he was
yeah,
saying
no,
about
we're just talking strictly as a manhood thing, right? You got to realize I caught on to the show over probably the last 3 or 4 episodes, so I kind of saw that play out, and that as a spectator was something that I noticed that it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, right? And even when I did my research, like, you know what I mean? She's a beautiful woman. I mean, she almost looked like one of the Kardashians' third cousins. She's one of them exoticals, right? Like, but here's the thing. After 14 years, I'm not gonna look the same. I don't expect my wife to look the same. But if I got a woman to trust in me and allow me to become my own boss, what are we even talking about? So now what I think he should have did, right, was realize what the person who's talking to you values. And then you don't even take offense to certain things. And it doesn't become a, yo, I'm telling you, blah, blah, blah. Because everything I got from him from watching him, he's not that type of dude anymore. He can be that, but he worked real hard to be a positive black man that's, trying to put good vibrations out there. So it was sad. It was bad for me as a brother to see him get taken to that place. And you was snickering about it. You knew what you was doing, man. You was just wrong for that. You know what I mean? But as brothers, when we talk about manhood, that's not something you do to your brother. That's akin to treason. You know how he handled treason, right?
Okay, so
chill.
I do want to respond real quick. First of all, that dude is not my brother. All right, that's first and foremost. I'm a Black American. I'm B1. I put black first. He's something totally different. Okay, so we're gonna put that out.
That. All right, you sharing?
Yeah. Well, you said you did research, so make sure you do full thorough research.
No, I mean I just had to see what she looked like. That's all.
Look, I thought you was finished.
Oh man.
All right, Kenny. Listen, all I'm simply saying is I asked the question, right? And this thing just kind of went you know what I'm saying, somewhere different else, and we keep talking about, you know what I'm saying, somebody who's not here. You know, I get what you're saying. There's no such thing as treason. If treason is me coming in and attacking your life that you didn't bring up or bring to this podcast, that's treason. That's disrespectful. But if we're having a conversation and somebody presents anything that they want to use as evidence and I'm able to evaluate that and speak upon it, that's just what it is.
All
I'm
right,
not
we
gonna
could
right.
we can move past that topic because,
Thank
like you
you.
said, the
Thank
brother's
you.
not here, right? We
Right,
can move
right.
past that.
So let's
But to
get
go
back
back to your question you asked,
right, my question. So
good.
I wanted you to answer that. You know what I'm saying?
You wanna would you tell her recalibrate the question? Recalibrate the question for me.
I said, what are you teaching your kids about manhood? You know what I'm saying? Because it was something that you said earlier. You were saying that why is it that us men aren't getting the ladies that are, what do you say, well-to-do, that doing well out here, making good money, all of that good stuff. You said that, and so I'm curious, what are you actually teaching? You know what I'm saying, young boys about manhood?
A number of things. That a large part of
Tell us.
success comes from where you put yourself. It's like people always say, what is it when preparation meets opportunity or whatever? A big part of that is where you put yourself. If you're not putting yourself in places surrounded by people that you want to be around and want to be like, you're decreasing your chances of elevating if you surround yourself with people who are under you, right? So you have to push yourself. You have to be uncomfortable. But you have to also have the confidence to know you can go out there and conquer something. So when I said they define their own success through a combination of hard work and reasonable expectations. If your expectation is to be Dan Bilzerian, Google him. That's my man. He lives a wild life, right? But if that's your expectation, that's not highly likely. You're setting yourself up for failure. So a part of it, a major part of it is realistic expectations, right? I'm not going to tell my kid he can be a football star if he's 120 pounds. You don't sell yourself a dream. Whatever you want to believe in, you're free to pursue it, but you may be setting yourself up for failure. That's something men have to understand. And when we have an understanding of that, then we can create plans where we can be successful because we determine our own success. So that's one of the major things that I just teach them that kind of reverberates across a number of different things that they're going to have to deal with in the world, whether it's school, whether it's sports, whether it's girls, whether it's, dealings with other men. You got to be careful who you put around you because you avert certain things. So
right.
Are you telling them or are you showing them?
Both. I mean, come on. We're a Jack and Jill family, baby.
and kid, I wanted to get back. I wanted to sort of get back to the 50-50 before we went derailed a little bit, as we tend to do when Chill gets to hold the microphone. Still love you, Chill. Still my boy, my boy Blue.
Love you too, man.
But
find out what I need to know.
But what I'm about to say, Chill's gonna probably have an issue with it. So first of all, I'm gonna say 50-50 is probably it's probably only an issue in the black society. It's not an issue in other cultures because 76% of women, according to 2023 poll, 76%. I can't talk. 76% of women work full or part time. So let's get that out of the way. I don't believe in 50-50. I do believe in a percentage situation, and I sort of said this before, and I actually saw a few white people said the same thing, that if I make $100,000 and my girl makes 50, there's no way we should be 50-50. It should be a percentage based, based upon whatever the income is. So that's where I am, and Chill, sort of like you said, and I had an ex-girlfriend and say this: we make more together than we do apart.
Right.
So if we're and Quint, sort of to your point, I'm going all the way around, but Quint, sort of your point is, if we're both working at 23, 24, 25, making 50, 60, 80 grand a year, now we're able to build a lot quicker, so that by the time we start having those children in our early 30s, now the woman can now sit down because we've built enough of a nest egg or a nut to have you sit down, still maintain the finance, still maintain the household, until if you want to go back to work, you can. If you don't, you don't. But I'm all about a percentage of income. So if I make $100,000, and she makes $100,000, 50-50, and vice versa. If it's 50,000, $100,000. But so that someone said, a lot of women are making a lot more money because they're going to get this education. They're going to they're doing what men's supposed to be doing. Men are supposed to be putting their head down and doing the work, but women are now taking on that role. And by the time they're 35, they're having a hard time finding someone who meets that same goal because a guy at 35 is not there yet financially. So now either you're going to get a guy that makes less than you, or you're going to have to wait. And if you're going to wait, you're going to be in a situation where if you want to have kids, it's not going to happen. So, unless you're ready, as Black women, because this is only our culture. Right. If you want to get down with a man, and when you want to build with a man, then you need to be able to go either percentage based or 50-50, or you need to start dating. You have age gap dating. There's only three choices you have. Other than that, you're gonna be lonely and buying a dog and die because you can't be us. Go ahead.
To manhood again, though. One of the first things you have to focus on is your own personal success. If you can figure out a way to be successful and your lady's figuring out a way to be successful, you don't care 50-50, 60-40. Man, is it paid? Just pay it for my debit card. And then these things ain't even an issue. You get what I'm saying? So
your credit card, not your debit card.
Your credit card.
Right.
Your credit card.
Even one. Just grab one. Leave me alone. I'm playing PlayStation, right?
So what I'm looking at.
What I'm saying is when you reach a level of success, a lot of these things that, like we're saying, social media interjects into the conversation, that ain't even an issue, man. Just please, somebody grab the card.
But what about I was raised
Beyonce
paid all the bills, and I pay all the bills in my household, and it's not because of how much money I make. I was paying all the bills in my household when I was E3, 4, 5, and 6 in the military, and they don't make no money. So right. I don't think that mindset is. I get it. You know what I'm saying, that you want your woman to be able to help, and I understand that when guys have the argument of well, it should be 60-40, 70-30, but for me. And how I was raised, a man shouldn't have a wife, look for one, or even entertain a girlfriend if he can't afford to take care of her, protect and provide for her financially, mentally, spiritually, and on all fronts. Now, does that mean that your woman comes in your house and just gets to trick off all of her money? Of course not. You are also then the steward of most of those financial decisions as well. But you're still going to be providing the bulk of the money for that household. If I make $400,000 a year and my wife makes $100,000 a year, what extra does her $100,000 add to the house that changes the way we live? Because we're already making $400 out of my pocket, and then she brings an extra $100. All she's doing is making us pay more taxes, to be honest. And at that point, it's almost not even worth her working, because now I'm not protecting her from being submissive to another man at work. I'm not protecting her from going to work and giving her boss the best 8 to 10 hours of her day, and then coming home and giving me and the family leftovers. I'm not providing a safe space for her to put me first and then cater to me when she comes home, or to put our family first. So a lot of the things that men say they want, the way that you can, they want from women, the way you get those things is by providing women those opportunities to give them to you.
Yeah, but WB, let me ask you this, WB though. Let's go general, right? Because 400 and 100, that's $500,000. That's a whole different situation, right? Beyonce, right. Jay-Z, whatever. Let's go to what the average man makes and what the average woman makes.
32, 48 and 52.
Correct. So
what did he say?
So go ahead, say it again.
That's the average that they're making right now.
Yeah. 52,000 for the men and 48 for the women.
Make you feel good, huh, Trey?
So
make you feel good, huh, Link? We ain't doing so bad.
and again, it does go based off your age. So there's different scenarios, there's different salaries for age ranges as well. But right. let's go with that. So at 52,000, I can't afford to take care of the whole 100% of the household scenario. So we need each other. Together at 52 and 48, what's that? That's $100,000, right? So we're making $100,000 together. So if she's putting in enough and I put in enough, now we're able to live a middle class lifestyle as opposed to living a lower middle class lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, at 52,000, we're barely surviving. Especially in the Charlotte market, we're barely surviving. So if I'm making 52, she's making 48. We're able to. Now, if I'm making 400, she's making 100. You're correct. Her money means nothing.
So,
but we have to speak to the general population. Go ahead,
Right.
Chill. I'm sorry.
Is that
All right.
our
No,
reality
you
as
good.
black
And
men?
we
And
are.
the answer is no.
Hold on, Wall Street. So we are speaking to the general population because see, here's the thing. I'm about to tell y'all something that a lot of dudes don't want to hear. If you're only making 50-something thousand, you understand you can't hold a household on your own. Don't get married and stop dating. Wait until you are built and wait until you got the leverage. Because if you don't got the leverage and you sit up there and you put a woman up under your wing and she's under your care,
Jesus, man.
and that 50-50 thing is going, bang, bang, boy, you gonna get disrespected in some of the worst kind of way.
Leverage is wild.
So what?
Leverage is wild.
I look at
I'll say
leverage when I'm
leverage
competing.
comes across as like it's something that you're doing like malicious or like
Yeah.
So don't say leverage. Say you don't have the resources.
Because I look for leverage against an
that
opponent.
warrant her treating you differently.
I'm sorry.
Because
I'm
when you
going
say
to
leverage,
always say leverage and use leverage because guess what, fellas?
you talking
The
about
man
money
without
you want to leverage
the man
the
without the
money you get.
leverage, the man with the leverage makes the rules. If
That's
you
what
don't
you
got
mean.
leverage, you ain't making
I know
no
what you
rules
mean.
in
I
the
get it.
relationship.
Willie, hold on. Willie Beeman, you said something yesterday
Yeah.
that was so true when you was talking about the dating sites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You said that black women complain about the dating sites not being quote unquote fair to them or whatever, but it wasn't built for them in the first place, right? And they want to say it's racial bias and so on and so forth when it wasn't built for them in the first place. I think one thing that we need to start teaching the kids is that this society wasn't built for us in the first place.
Right.
So now when we talk about the Afrocentric or what have you that say, oh, in Africa we was kings and queens. Okay, now what? What do you do with that? We always got this self-grandizement that we live on, like we talk about the women doing all this and doing all that. Based on income, where are black women ranked?
I mean, compared to other groups, bottom.
I think they're right above Hispanic women. They're right above Hispanic women, right?
So why are we always bringing up? Why are we always bringing up the fact that they go to college so much and they're doing all this and doing all that? When you look at where they're coming in on income base, they ain't doing shit.
Or because people think
this ain't about women though.
In our community,
no. What I'm saying, okay, well, where are black men ranked upon when it's among the groups?
Yeah,
right above the women.
Yeah, we're at the bottom. We're above our women.
A fingernail. Yeah.
So all this bullshit we talking about, all this going to college and doing this and all this and all that. This system is not built for us. We need to teach our kids to recognize themselves, be themselves, recognize the situation they're in, teach them the game of life.
That's
first and foremost.
Here's another crazy Kenny thought, right? I'm forcing myself to be able to be comfortable if my daughter brought home an other, right? But my sons will never get that pass because there's no reason you can't find a great black woman. Understand this, right? Like half of our competition as men, half of our competition is either locked up, unhireable, or undesirable, right?
What?
You opening a can of worms.
How many black men are incarcerated? How many black men are on
not as many as you think.
Yeah, not as
a lot. A lot.
We can,
okay, so it may not be half, but we can admit a lot, a huge percentage, right? This is our competition as men.
That's yours. No, dudes who are locked up, Duskies.
I'm saying every man is your. I'm saying every man is your competition because there's a dude with nothing that's got a woman you would want. That's a fact.
False.
What's wrong? What's wrong with marrying another?
I wanted this dude on here.
What's wrong with a colonizer?
Hold on.
What's wrong? What's wrong with being married to another?
That's why I said he opened a can of worms.
For me personally, and the way I was raised, the greatest thing I can do as a black man and a black person to honor my family and my ancestors who made sacrifices for me is to create another black family. That's the greatest thing I can do to honor my. I'm just sharing how I was raised. Right?
Well, I want my sons to date their best option. If it's purple, pink, black, green, Martian, or for human.
Here's my point. Here's the point I'm making.
And that kid still comes out black.
Here's the point I'm making, right? as men, if we can accept the fact that we're all competing for each other in the world to get what we want. We live in a world full of killers, right? We live in a world full of predators, right? So we're all competing for resources, assets, whatever. If you can't win in this dating environment, to me, just from my personal experience, right? If you as a black man can't win in this environment, you need to do some self-evaluating while you're losing. Because I believe in you, King.
What's your categorization
Now
of
that if we
winning
want to
and
talk
losing?
about leverage, black men definitely have leverage in the dating market now.
Where? Wait, hold on. So let me ask you a question. You said
What's winning and losing?
Wait, I got you. I got you. I
Can of worms.
Happiness.
And it's not a can of worms because the way that we have, like, I'm not going to make an assertion and present it as fact. I'm going to ask a question, and then we're going to find logic based on his assertion. You said in this world, I'm saying there's a lot of killers. Well, that's okay. For example, women, generally speaking, women only want the top 20% of men. So 80% of men aren't killers; they're sheep. And then of that 20% of men they do want, they tend to want the top 10% of those men. So we're not talking about the top 10% of men. We're talking about the top 10% of 20% of men. So 0.2% of men. So now, if you're saying that you're competing with women and you're getting all of those women, then why don't your results say that? And then if they did, because again, black women aren't in that group that you would be going for if you were in that top 0.2%, statistically speaking. The bias you have for that your parents raised you away to seek out black love, the way that I think most of us were. It's cool, it's great, but it's antiquated because at the days that our sons are living in today, black women may not be their best options because we want to put our kids in schools that they have the best chance to get education to. You know who's
why can't we do that?
Hold on, let me listen. I'll let you land your plane, homie. I promise you, I'm gonna land mine flawlessly. We put our kids in these schools because they go better educations. Those schools are predominantly black. They're going to spend more time with these non-colored, these non-black women than they will spend with black women. So unless you are telling me that you intentionally take your son and put him at a disadvantage by keeping him in predominantly black spaces, then what you just said can't be true.
No, it absolutely can. Because in your statement, you limited yourself.
No,
yes.
Hold
on, let me respond. In your statement, yes. My kids are gonna go to Christian Latin or whatever, Charlotte Latin, right?
Charlotte Latin.
Right, like they're gonna go to the best schools. They're gonna be around a ton of white kids, right? But they're also gonna be running track with the Harlem Heat. They're also gonna be in Jack and Jill programs and things like that. They're gonna be around their own because it's my responsibility as a black father to compensate the fact that I have to put them in a white environment to offer them the best scholastically. I agree with your point, right? So now all weekend long, we's gonna bees around us. We's gonna bees where we's is.
But right? That's not gonna be the same. They're not gonna be able to relate.
The math always works. I'll give you what you said. You said track and Jack and Jill. How many hours a week are you going to spend doing that? Because your child spends 40 hours a week in school, plus whatever his after school activities are. So then you're only going to be doing his activities on the weekends for maybe 2-3 hours a day. And then what are you going to do? You're going to pull a 12-hour shift just so you can go out and make sure your son is around the people that look like him?
I think I'm so amazing of a black man and black father, right? Hold on. Yes, I can accomplish that. Yes, I believe in myself. Yes, I can put my children in white schools and still raise very black children. My children can go to Stanford. My children can go to Stanford and still value black things and want black love.
No one's arguing.
Well, can I ask you one question real quick?
Yes, sir.
Who did Bronny James take to the prom?
White girl.
Okay, so black family, black mom, black dad, white school,
black love.
With the prom with a white woman, with a non-black woman.
That's
so
sad.
He's getting all the love he's got. He's gotten all the things you're saying, but he still ended up with someone non-black.
The flip of the coin. You're not always going to be successful at everything. The question for me as a father and a man is, what is my goal? And when I look at my goal is promoting black family, black marriage, black love.
Right, but here's
My
the thing, though, Chip.
sons,
I mean,
when I
here's the thing.
listen to
And
what
you,
I'm saying
Go
though,
ahead.
like when
hold on,
I've
hold on, hold
been,
on, Professor.
when I've been in, if you've ever been at any type of distinguished event, what is it, the Black MBA Society and these different groups that have these events, if you've ever gone to any of these events, you know there are two major components. There are black marriages and couples, and there are a ton of single black women dancing to Beyonce together because there are no men. You put me in that environment, I cannot lose. That's just me.
Yeah, because you're picking from the group of women that men don't want. What do you?
Yeah, you
Exactly.
know,
No,
Correct.
I'm
men
telling you,
society.
brother, these are the women you want. These are the
Not
women
at
pulling up in
35,
very nice
38,
cars.
40,
These are the women who
42.
didn't have babies early. These are the women with degrees. And these are the women that, regardless
All
of
of
what
this
they
is
say, and these are the
anecdote. They
women that,
don't.
regardless of what they say, they want a man.
That's
They
Hey,
anecdote.
Wall
want
Street. Wait, hey,
But everything you just
hey,
said,
Wall
fact,
women
Street
don't
bro.
Will.
want in a woman.
It's a fact.
Wall Street Will. I have no problem whatsoever with what you're saying.
Thank you, good brother.
There is absolutely no problem with a parent wanting their child to be with their same nationality. Pushing black love, so on and so forth. I have no problem with that. My mother didn't want me to be with anyone outside my race. But here's my thing. Where our problem is that we tend to look down or discredit or dislike someone marrying someone outside their race.
I could agree.
And
with that.
my thing is, you do what you want to do. Let them do what they want to do.
I can
Because
confirm.
like the old people say, what other people eat don't make me shit.
Right.
Doodle.
And I feel like if we
Don't make
had
me
that
doodle.
attitude, if we had that attitude towards every other thing besides dating, as well as dating, your activities, your job choice, whatever, we would be a whole lot better. It's not a secret that we have been brainwashed to not get along. We've been brainwashed to dislike one another. When the system of the supremacy, I guess I don't know if I can say it on here or not. It's being that it's engaged. When it teach others to hate us, because we're the most hated group in the world. When it teach others to hate us, it teach us to hate ourselves.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it cut out, so I didn't know you were still going. My bad. And
No, you
also,
good.
just
Go
so you
ahead.
know, I went to a predominantly white school, and in North Carolina, in Charlotte. You would know it's on Sardis Road, just like Latin and all the other ones are.
Except
Yeah.
for the Yankees.
So yeah, for the most part, except chill. But here's the thing though. Like when you go to talk to some of these black women, sometimes you don't have a lot of things in common. Like I didn't have things in common with the girls that went to West Charlotte. I didn't have things in common with the girls that went to West Meg.
Right.
I didn't have things in common with the girls that went to Garringer. So I didn't have things in common with those young ladies. So when you're in that situation, like my homeroom was filled with people whose dads are CFOs of this, owns this. So I was in a different situation. But when you say that, you can't raise a black family with a non-black person, that's not true, because those kids come out black. It's still a black community. So if you can't find a black woman that can get on the same page as you, there's nothing wrong with venturing out and still creating that black family. That's why 19% of black men are marrying outside of their race. There's nothing wrong with that. And
let me be clear. I never said there was anything wrong with it. I said for me personally, for me as a black man, right?
It's not
These
even
are the principles and guidelines I go by. I don't hold everybody else to it. This is what I hold my family to. My sons have no reason not to go. I've been to too many events where we all got our pinky up, and these girls in here were in violin classes when they were young. They're out there. Please believe it. Don't think so negatively. I'm just trying to breathe life and hope
Do you
into
have children
the
by any of
black
these?
love. That is all. They out here.
Do you
Trust
have
me, my
children by
dog.
any of these violin class taking women with the pinkies up, or are you just talking about the women you go to these events to speak with?
I
Because
hear you. What you said?
so, do
Yeah.
you have children by one of these types of women that you're talking about, or
I
you
mean,
just going to
my
these
wife.
events to-
My wife was raised with a pool. Yeah, her father had a pool.
Cool. So now,
All right,
are you
cool.
talking
Her
about
mother
the
and
same
father
thing
been
y'all doing
married
with
for
these
50
women in
million
these
years.
events?
Hold on. So one of the reasons why I chose her,
If
because I
my
didn't have
nonsense
the
interrupted the
conservative family structure that she had. And I very much look
Uh-oh.
up to her dad. So to Chill's point about aligning yourself with black men that you respect, that you can learn from, that you can build with, that you can mentor with, her dad was a major part of why I chose her, her family structure.
Oh my God, dude, you telling on
where's the,
yourself.
what point are we going now? Because so listen,
So wait. So
let
you're
me ask you
saying
a
a
question.
woman's
As a woman,
family
as a
doesn't
black
help
woman on
determine
the
the
panel,
type of woman she is? Well, now I see where the problems is coming in.
Kit, I'm
Kenny,
gonna ask you a question directly. Would you, if this
Kenny,
man's
get back on the
child
cam,
doesn't
Kenny,
end up
please.
with with the black woman, would you think he failed as a father? Since he says what his mission is?
I'm sorry. I think you're
I would
talking.
think I failed.
Oh, okay. What?
Kenny, get back on the camera, man.
I tell you what. I tell you what. I want to address Professor on one thing.
Look me in my
All right.
eyes, you know, that's kind of weird, but
You said,
There you go.
hey,
I
Professor.
mean, it happened to
I'm
Joe.
listening. I'm listening, Quint. Listen.
You motherfucker talking, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Well,
address you too. Yeah.
go ahead, big bro.
Professor, you said that you may not have, that a person may not have been able to find a black woman that they can, get involved in a relationship or whatever the case. In most occasions, that's not the case. You not being able to find a black woman that you can be involved in or what have you. You just may have met a person of another nationality that you click with. It wasn't the fact that you couldn't find a black woman. It's not a thing of oh, I can't find a black woman, I'm gonna go with somebody else. That's not the case. It's not you making a choice, oh, I got to have this over that, or so on and so forth. You met somebody, you clicked with them, and y'all went for what y'all had.
Well, it was more
That's
so our
all it is.
talking points. Like,
When you date someone outside your nationality, it's not like you're picking them over black women or it was a competition with black women. You just found somebody you click with. That's just a lot of people's case. I'm not saying that's everyone's case.
Well, to what you're saying, Quint, like it's just talking points we couldn't talk about. Like, I still speak to women now, and I can basically tell everything they watch. I say, oh, you probably watch crime documentaries, baddies, and this, that, and other. Based upon that, how do you know? I said because all you guys watch the same crap. So it's I don't have a lot of the same talking points with some of these young ladies. I don't watch Real Housewives of this or Real Housewives of that or Basketball Wives of this. I don't deal with a bunch of that drama, and so some of these ladies were that similar trope where they watched certain situations and they were into this and into that, and that just wasn't me. So yeah, but you're right. I don't. It's not that I choose over black women, but we have to understand this is not me beating down at black women because I talked about black men earlier. We have to do the work too, but the issue is that these other cultures, these other races are doing the work to get us because they value a black man. So they're putting in the work. They're going to classes. They're learning about us. They're doing everything they can to be exactly what a black man would want, when some black women are not doing that work. They just believe that, hey, I'm black, you're black, we should be together. And it's not the case. So it's not that I don't want you to think I'm beating down on them, but sometimes we don't have things in common. So they need to put themselves in a situation where we can't have things in common and we can't keep it moving. But if I want to be married, then sometimes I gotta choose the best option for me in my life, and that option may not be a black woman. Unfortunately, I'm not married at this point. I still have some time to find one. So we'll see.
I need to address something. Wait, time out. I need to address something that Quint said, because Quint, you said that most of the time, it's just, oh, I just wanted, I just fell for this particular person because they happen to be in my purview, my circumference or whatever. And I know from several men where that is not necessarily the case, that a lot of you all actually seek out a particular race or person. I have a friend that he knew and I'm talking about in middle school, high school, knew he was going to marry an Asian woman and have Asian kids, and he did just that. I have a friend who knew he was going to marry a Hispanic woman, married a Hispanic woman, they got kids. That happens. I actually have had a man that had an affinity for me, but the problem was I wasn't Asian. But this is a black man with black parents, with black upbringing, and literally looked at me and asked me, why wasn't I Asian? Because
see, that's a different situation, kid. That's weird.
But wait, what I'm saying is, no, time out. I was saying that to say, he says it's all about, oh, you just happen to be around this person and you fall for them or whatever. But that's not necessarily, you have a lot of men who actually seek out other races and downplay and down talk black women every single day.
Really quick, kid.
There's a TikTok creator. He explained this with like D1 athletes dating white women. And
yeah, I saw that.
And he explained it perfectly why men do that. And the unfortunate part is that it's irrefutable. What these kids are telling you, he's got 30, 40 D1 friends and saying they all have white girlfriends because they help them meal prep. They don't stress them out about anything. They're not going through their phone. They're not, bringing all these social media issues to the relationship. They're helping them. They're massaging with them. They're prioritizing them. And then some of the feedback and pushback is, well, they know you're going to the NFL, so they're going to do that stuff now, trying to get in early and get in where they fit in. But at the end of the day, when these dudes are picking a certain type of woman, it's because those certain types of women that they've been exposed to have demonstrated the qualities and characteristics and partners that they want in their own partner. Unfortunately, a lot of the times, it's not black women that do those things.
Here's something that's weird to me, though. So
that's right,
if we're talking about my reasoning for wanting to promote and push black marriage and whatnot, because I believe family is the foundation to create, on top of to have power, to have legacy, to build anything, right? I don't think this would be a similar conversation in any other racial group. I think if a Jew said to other Jews, I want my child to marry Jewish women, they'd say, yeah, that makes sense. I think if an Italian man said, hey, you better not bring that Moulian in here. Like, I want my Italian kids to have Italian families. I think all the Italians in the room would nod and say, makes sense. Certain cultures have names for outsiders. Chinese, they call them gaijin or something like that. Like, I think this is a very black dynamic where we feel the need.
It affects us more than anybody else because
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying,
man.
But the thing I think that's weird is we have this passion to shoot down the idea of being with your own that I don't see in any other race, especially not the ones that are powerful.
Well, what was the first thing I said to you? What was the first thing I said to you when I started talking?
Just now, don't put me on the spot. OG, you said a lot of good things. Remind me.
I said I understand where you're coming from.
And you said you agree.
And I agree with you. And I agree with you. And for Kit, both things can be true, right? You have some people that are looking for this, and you have some people that, get all the ass on them.
Let me ask you, Quint. You think if a Jewish man said to other Jewish men, I want my daughters and sons to marry Jews, do you think the other Jews would say, well, don't be like that. That don't make sense. And it's whoever you love and all of that.
No. Really the argument, the discussion wasn't whether or not we're saying don't say you want black love.
But I'm asking you a question, though.
And I'm gonna answer it for you. The discussion wasn't whether or not you want black love or not. It's not to talk down on people that marry outside the race. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Let people do what the hell they want to. If I'm pro-black, I am. But that don't mean I have to be anti anything else.
And that's fine. I understand that, but you didn't answer the question.
Yeah, but Wall Street, I'm gonna ask you.
Other nationalities don't. Other nationalities don't. They don't. If you did that, but
It doesn't
if
make
you
sense.
look at it, goddamn, he asked me, Professor, let me answer it for him.
Go ahead.
Other nationalities don't. They won't. They wouldn't look down on one another for saying, we need to promote love within ourselves. They wouldn't.
That wasn't the question, though.
Wall Street.
No,
What
was the question?
Professor knows it. I want to hear what he said. Then I'll throw it back at you. I'll throw the question back.
I got
Go ahead,
you.
Professor.
I got you.
Wall Street. So let me ask you a question. Is Ivanka Trump Jewish? Was she raised Jewish? No, but her husband's Jewish and she had to convert to Judaism. What you're saying is, will Italians say this and will Jewish people say this? I get the question, but they're marrying white people of different cultures. So you can't say, well, the Jews say only marry Jews, because the Jews a lot of times don't marry Jews. A lot of Indians don't marry Indians, they marry Indians, but if they don't marry an Indian or Asian, don't marry Asian, they marry white people. They don't marry us.
Marry Mexicans, Dominicans marry Dominicans.
So my question is, my big question is, do y'all meet people that is a mirror image of y'all, or somebody that's your polar opposite?
I mean,
when y'all pick the people that y'all deem to be worthy of dating you or going towards marriage.
I want to answer that. So the people that I choose to pick that I deem necessary to even be in my proximity are people, not somebody that's a mirror image of me, but somebody that I can teach, somebody that I can mold, somebody that I can imprint myself on. That's somebody that I'm going to take. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look for. And that only happens by way of conversation, by way of you as a man paying attention to this individual. You paying attention to the things that she say, and you match it up to her actions.
Right. You know so you see her being able to be turned into a mirror image of you down the line.
You're right. I see her having the ability to pick up the game that I'm gonna lay down. And if she don't have the ability to pick up the game that I'm gonna lay down, then I'm just gonna lay her down and send her on the way.
Right. And so that was the biggest thing. Like when you guys were talking about 50-50 and all that, there really isn't a percentage. It's how far you can take that person along with you on that journey, and is it worth taking that journey with them? And is it worth building it? And then some people call it a build-a-bear type thing, but you really can't build somebody that isn't ready to go down the path you're ready to go down. So you say you meet somebody or whatever, and you look at them and you're like, oh, this isn't going to work. Then you automatically know, like, they aren't going down the same path that you're trying to go down. So when you guys are talking about percentages and all that, I'm saying here like, wow, this is amazing, because it has nothing to do with percentages. Like, it really doesn't. It has to do with how you click, how you perceive them, and if they're going to be toxic for you or when you're going through this whole role. Because even if you say 50-50, right? Now all of a sudden you're out of commission, or 100%, you're out of commission. Now she's zero and you're zero. So now y'all zeroed out. And now everybody loses everything, because you have to realize every day is not promised. So if you the breadwinner, you're taking on everything, and you didn't teach her anything when she wasn't molded, like you said, as a mirror image of you. Now you don't have no backup, especially.
Wait, you're missing something.
What am I missing?
All right, so you as a man, so this thing is a multi-layered thing, and guys, it's just like you on the job. You have to do multiple things. You have to be proficient in multiple things. And if you're getting somebody that's not a mirror image of you, you imprinting yourself on her. That's how she becomes a mirror image of you.
Right. I agree.
Right. And so when that does happen, your woman needs to be like, let's just say you are the breadwinner, right? You are teaching this woman that y'all are together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every man understand that we're gonna have to fall on the sword for our wife, for our family. That is our job. My job is I prepare everything. So therefore, if anything should happen, knock on wood, if I leave and I should die or whatever, she can slide into my place and
that's what I'm saying.
He was
if you found a mirror image of you, y'all would fight every day.
Over somebody, young man. Why are you trying to talk over somebody?
Because I'm talking. Listen.
No. It don't work like that. This is a show to where people are speaking. We have decorum. All right. Stop letting your true color show like the other man did, man. And I won't come for you. Stop that. We all men here.
No.
But
But
go
yeah,
ahead.
back to the subject. Like, yeah, definitely. Like, so I agree with that because at the end of the day, when I'm hearing like all this is how this has to go. This is the certain woman you have to get with.
Yeah.
It's all based on you. And if you can't really pick out that woman and see that she can, if she doesn't have the qualities then, she can attain the qualities later. And that's how you guys are going to be able to grow together and build that team. Like you said, even if you fall on the sword, she should be able to come right in and take over.
And Link, and to add on to that, so
You wanna add on?
part of that is the fact that you have to earn this woman's respect.
Right,
You
in
earn
order
that
for her to
woman's
follow.
respect, man, then she is going to follow. She is going
Correct.
to pick up on all the things that you know how to do because she
Right.
admires you, she respects you, adhere to you. That's
Right.
what it is. But then on the flip side, if you ain't that dude and you ain't being progressive, you ain't producing nothing, and now she's looking at you like, man, I don't like where this.
And she's going to start looking. She's going to
Yeah,
start
she's
looking
gonna
for the next
back door
thing.
gonna be open, and then
Right.
the disrespect and all of that, and then you can be like, man, I should never pick the bitch, man. These black women they crazy, man. Nah, nigga, you a donkey.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
But anyway, all right, Kenny.
Yeah,
what you saying?
I think if I found a mirror image of myself, I'd probably be miserable with that. I was looking for a compliment. I was looking for a balance. I'm looking for that yin and yang. I can't get better with a yes man. I need a woman with some spunk, with some gusto. That's what I'm personally looking for.
Well, hey, mine has spunk and gusto, but see, at the end of the day, once I break it down, then we right back in line. See, that's what some men don't have. They once they break it down, they still going off and to a whole other world, and then that's gonna just make your stocks dive.
That's what gusto get you. Like you can't never get back in line after that. Like y'all
Right.
that, it's always still the extra mouth. And it's a certain kind of man that tolerates that. And it's just not one that I think is going to fare well, not only in his relationship, but in life in general. Because if we're in a relationship and I'm leading that relationship, then it's my job to be the leader. You don't question your leaders at work. You don't give them all that extra spunk and gusto at the job. Don't bring that shit home to me. Because it benefits a woman to be in that position too, because guess what? If it fails, it's my fault. She'd be like, hey, now maybe next time, can I have a little more input? Because when we did it your way, the first, second, third time, it didn't work out. Now, we in this spot, we got out of it, but do you think that maybe I could have more input on some of these decisions? So it's like it's a win-win for them because you can delegate authority, but you can't delegate responsibility.
Right. And that's what we're built to do, carry the load.
What you gonna do again? Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna actually we're actually a little over time. This has been amazing. For those of you that again are fathers, happy Father's Day. This has been
fellas.
Quite an enlightening conversation. I am going to go round robin to give everyone last thoughts. I would ask that everyone keep their last thoughts around 60 seconds because I know some of us like to get on our soapbox and hit a soliloquy, hyphy. And, it's Father's Day. There should be a beverage and, some boobies in your face or something. I mean, like, let's live it up.
Make that happen. Let's make that happen.
Let's live it up. So, Mr. Blockchain, final thoughts.
Happy Father's Day, fellas. I hope all you guys are celebrated. Understand that you're appreciated. And even for those of you that don't have kids, I'm fairly certain that there's been a child that just come across your path, and whether just your day-to-day, you at the gym, or any other capacity that you have made an imprint on. I could think of a dozen men like that for me. So I know that each one of you guys has probably done the same thing. So, even then, just be commended for that. Understand that you're appreciated, and we need more black men like y'all.
Awesome. Señor Link, ¿qué pasó?
Hey, I forgot what the answer was. Tell me again. I mean the question.
Lord Link, you focus for 2 more seconds.
Man,
Final thoughts.
You said boobies and he stopped focusing.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Married man, don't say that.
No, they're here. So that's okay, I'm
I
back.
know. Look, as soon as I did the colloquial jiggle, everything was out the window. Like,
Oh Lord. It wasn't that. So yeah, what was the question again?
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Oh, okay. So my final thoughts on today was, look, I see there was a lot of perspectives and a lot of people, showing what they really thought should happen in a relationship and how relationships go and nationality. And it was a lot of good conversation. We definitely got off track. I got so bored. I about went to sleep in the corner. I was about to be like, I gotta go. But for real. But the other thing is that I don't know, man. Between raising kids, meeting the right women, I'm lost in the sauce. But at the end of the day, I just think it is that if you're going to be a man, you have to honestly reach down and go deep into your principles and don't let those change. Don't fold for anything. And that's even with dating too, because if you change, then it's going to be a lot of conflict. So you just want to stay one way all the way and bring in some principles that'll help you grow in a relationship and help your kids grow, be proper citizens, whatever that may look like to you. And that's it. I don't really have too much to say because I'm trying to run out that door.
Yeah. About to run out in a minute too. My goddamn self. It's beautiful outside, y'all.
Yeah, but I did appreciate you guys like that. It was some real good stuff going on, but there was some kind of like plebiscite banter going on.
There you go. A lot of plebiscite, boy. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, so.
But anyway.
Professor, hit us with it.
Yeah, so again, I think men out there, be fathers to your kids. If you're a coach, if you're a mentor, if you're a teacher, well, if you're a teacher, don't let no girls do your hair in class. But if you're a teacher or professor, sometimes it's good to be in those kids' lives, especially at Title IX schools, things of that sort, because I know what people did for me and how my life was changed by mentors in my life. So you never know how you can change someone's life. Again, men be men of class, be confident, loyal, ambitious, assertive, strong, and strategic. And women be women of grace, gentle, resilient, attractive, caring, and elegant. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. And lastly, Tia Mari. I know it's been a couple of weeks.
Leave her alone.
You need a mentor for your kids. I'm your guy. I got all the dad jokes, so on. So Tia Mari,
I ain't hired, bro. I ain't hired.
Just one wish.
All right.
What'd you say?
I said I ain't hired, bro. What are you doing?
Oh my God. That's what he done came.
Leftovers.
I'm so chill, please.
I do.
Yes. So, fellas, my final thoughts is this, man. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You know what I'm saying? Bask in this moment. I feel like every day should be Father's Day, because without you, a household is incomplete. Without you, that child's growth is incomplete. Without you, those bills ain't gonna get paid, baby. So bask in this day, all right? You are extremely important to the dynamics of a woman's life, children's lives, all of that. And I just want to see men being able to hold spaces for themselves and others alike, so that way we can, reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it's about. Other than that, I just want to say shout out to everybody. Shout out to my man GMT. Shout out to Kit for hosting this thing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the fellas that are here
with good internet.
Yeah, she had the good internet today, man. Like, yeah, she had the good internet today. Shit. Yep. Damn, no complaints. She didn't get fuzzy or nothing. Didn't disappear only once. She dropped once.
Nope.
That you know what I'm saying? Pretty damn good, y'all.
Exactly.
But yeah, and also I will say, guys, be careful of who you take advice from. You know what I'm saying? Sharpen up on your skills at being very discerned about what type of guys you let in your circle. There's some guys who just don't belong in it. There's a lot of dudes out here who are actually dusties, but they don't know that they're dusties. They're still trying to pretend like they're something other than a dusty. So be careful. Make sure you don't have no dust mites in your circles, and y'all gonna do just fine, baby. Yeah, and I land my plane.
Hold on, Ashley. Again, happy Father's Day to everyone. What I would say is, for everyone who's a mentor or like to help people out or what have you, make sure you present yourself as that, or present yourself as that, and be that, and or either be the lesson of that. And great conversation today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wall Street Willie, final thoughts. 60 seconds.
I mean, I would just say, you know, if you are a inspired, you know, black man that wants something, like, this is a golden time for you. You can have whatever you want, whether it's women, whether it's career. It's a golden time for us, no matter what we're taught. And one thing that we all need to work on collectively as men is helping to build our brothers up and not being offended by a lot, because, you know, you can be criticized and it's not necessarily a negative thing. Some criticism is great criticism. You can learn from it, you know? So I do think, to, you know, kind of echo the points that some of my other brothers made, you know, mentoring is important and things of that nature. I do think you need to be very selective about your circle and the people you allow in it. But one of the most important things is, you as a black man have to define what makes you happy, what would complete what you consider manhood. And then once you do that, it's all about putting the wheel to the pavement.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen and the not so gentles of the men's, this has been an amazing, amazing Father's Day podcast. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Please understand that you all are important. This is also Men's Mental Health Month. So please make sure that you're checking in with your people, checking in to make sure that they're okay. Just because it looks okay on the outside does not mean that it is okay on the inside. This has been an amazing conversation. Yes,
One more thing before we go.
Oh.
For Kit, are you giving up any Father's Day cheeks to any father today, or any Father's Day cheeks getting given up? Just
Oh Lord.
Father's Day cheeks matter.
Father's Day cheeks matter.
I'm on my way, kid.
Oh boy.
Father's Day
You gonna put that pressure on that?
She got that incredible animal. I'm trying to tell you.
That boy
Hey,
Plexus did not miss an alley-oop.
Either she get the attention or the D. She get one of them.
That is my man.
As moderator of the Grown Men Talking podcast, I must say that I am in no way.
Y'all got her blushing.
Y'all be good out there, okay?
You be good in there. You look back to where you about to do it at too. We caught that.
Oh Lord.
You know, whether these Megan needs come out tonight or not ain't none of y'all's business, okay? I have behaved myself this entire time. Y'all not gonna come for me, okay?
I'm asking the next time I see you post. I'm asking.
You know what? You get on my nerves.
I'm saying that's a great Father's Day gift. Some Father's Day cheeks. That's a gift that we actually want.
Father's Day cheeks.
Father's Day cheeks. Hey, write that down. We're gonna look. I'm gonna make hats and movies and everything. And
FDC.
FDC.
I can. You know what? Ooh, would you look at the time? Would you look at the time? Oh my Lord!
I know it's past time.
I think.
Well, thank you guys. I'm out.
All right, everybody.
Guys,
all right, Willie. Thank you, man.
All right, y'all. Good
Make
show.
sure that you all are tuned in next week, 4 p.m. Same time, same bat station. If you get a chance to, on Tuesday nights, Grown Women Talking will be on. Definitely a great time, and you don't want to miss it. Thank you again to our sponsor, Tej Hanley, for the men's care. It is an amazing product. If you look down in the description, you will see a link where you can get an amazing discount on your own skincare. Gentlemen, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. Be good. Happy Father's Day again. See you next week. Bye, guys.
Yes, you too. We still live, so y'all gonna have to end it. You gotta end it. End it because we still live.